Well, hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Nearest stream. I'm Nearest, and tonight we're going to be playing some Disco Elysium. Disco Thursday exclamation mark. Yeah, so we're doing this, like, weird balanced stat run. Let's go ahead and load into it. Wait, is the autosave before or after my, like, actual hard save? Let's find out. Wait, this doesn't seem right at all. Did I just run over here for no reason? Yes. Alright. Sick. Oh, that's right. I was talking to Joyce. Anyway, so it's day 3. The other side of the water lock is available. We went over there, found the car. We talked around the fishing village a bit. And then came back and talked to Titus Hardy. So, I think basically where I left it, I'm like, I could either talk to Classier, or I could go do some more stuff over on the other side of the dock, or of the lock. And both of them took a while, and I was sleepy. So, I just kind of packed it in. Yeah, so I guess we'll go talk to Classier, since we're all fresh-faced and ready to go. Where is my cursor? There it is. Yeah. I just want to see how much terror I have. I have... No terror? No. 5 terror. Okay. Is there anything I can interact with that I have not yet interacted with? Oh, yeah, getting the drunks to, forge the letter.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope, a 12 to 40 month construction period, and the zoning plan in the addendum.
I need to go somewhere secret for that. Okay, yeah, anyway, so the balanced stat run, right? Basically, to start off with, we went 3-3-3-3. Now, obviously, as we played the game, equipped things, put skill points into skills and stuff like that, it's gotten a little less balanced, but it's still pretty well balanced. I mean, obviously, eventually, some of these skills are going to pop like crazy, but that's a problem for the future. Speaking of problems for the future, I only have 2 thoughts remaining. And a lot of these just kind of don't do a lot by themselves. Oh, that's what that one does. Plus perception, and speed gives you psi. Eventually I can drop that, but eventually is a long time from now. Kingdom Conscious is good. We're gonna keep it. So basically all of my playthroughs of this game so far, I've dropped volumetric shit compressor because it's not very good after a while. I don't think this is going to be an exception. Guillaume Le Million, I basically grabbed because I could. Actually, hold on, let's pull up ye old thought thing. I wonder if there's any others. So I was just thinking, in order to really make this thing pop off, especially with the fact that I have a lot of stuff that is rated to my stat caps and not stats themselves, I should probably get something that gets me a lot of experience. That's basically actual art degree. Because basically, at that point, if I have passive conceptualization checks, I get plus 10 experience, which is a lot. And there are a lot of passive conceptualization checks, especially if I start dumping points into conceptualization. Or just, you know, put conceptualization equipment on, which I have not done. Do I even have that? That's conceptualization. That's conceptualization. I have better pants. Surely I have better pants. Those are electrochemistry, yeah. I do not, in fact, have better pants. What? How lame. There is no better hat than the froggy hat. Anybody who says otherwise is lying to me and themselves. That's probably better than what I have equipped. Is there savoir minus savoir faire plus composure? Okay. Don't need it. Plus authority minus composure. Yeah, let's go and equip these. Franco-Nigerian cavalry boots. Yeah. What? Oh.
There. Working class drunk. You know what this means, right?
Case solved.
Cracked it. All in a good day's work.
What did I crack exactly?
What do you mean, what did I crack? Look at how working class that drunk is.
It's her husband. The missing husband. It's the future leader of the proletarian uprising. It's some third option.
No. Stop goofing around, recruit. Yes, and you found him. Now go and tell the working class woman. Protect and serve, recruit.
This doesn't add up. I'm only making a fool of myself.
Do marriages make any sense? Does honor? You're not a filthy philosopher. You're an officer of law. It's time to ace this case and not brood over your reputation. We can deal with the perception management later.
Give me champagne, I'm going
There's
in.
no need for champagne when there's honor, recruit. Go and tell the working class woman what you found right now.
This feels like a mistake. Also, my perception's higher, so there's something down there. Unless you smell the potato cellar and the spring emanates from the air vent. You know what? Each of those little balls that the perception just got me, it's experience, man. Hell yeah, thank you, Jean-Mebou. She's still searching for a book, her eyes wandering over the colorful grid of soft covers. Protect and serve, madam. I found your husband.
God damn it, I already told you. My husband isn't missing.
But you said you didn't know where he was. Well, I found him nevertheless. I'm that good.
And I specifically added that I didn't need to know where he was. Very well then. Where is he?
Our hammer-toting comrade was at the bottom of those stairs. There, point to the working class drunk down by the sea. Right around the corner, he's pissed himself.
Excuse me? I don't follow.
There's something else hiding in her voice, though. A trace of worry.
I found a working class drunk and I thought he might be yours. Oh, you know what? This is going to make my check for, or any check that I make whenever I actually find him, a lot harder. Anyway.
Right, because working class women come with alcoholic husbands. You know what?
What? I'm not saying what. Something bad, I guess. I'm sorry. I say stupid things sometimes. I didn't mean to annoy.
You were right. I do have an alcoholic husband. Although not that one.
But you told me your husband's alright, so is he missing as well?
I did, and he is. He's also an alcoholic. No, he's not. Or maybe he is, I don't know. He's probably in the park, or in Shamrock somewhere.
I don't know that I've ever
Drinking
gotten
with
this
his
dialogue
friends.
before. Cool.
I haven't seen him for... Well, to hell with him.
Just completely forgotten about her book, staring blank into the distance instead.
There. She's worried now.
Kim, is it just me or do we have a missing persons case here? Don't worry, I'm going to find him and bring him back home, promise. Well, if he's with his friends, then he's not really missing. No need for the police to get involved.
I wouldn't be so sure.
He replies before turning to face the working class woman.
Man, just to be completely clear, do you want to report it to the police?
Report what? He's just out drinking with his friends. I'm sure the police has better things to do than to chase down local goofballs.
Not at all. The RCM is ready to chase down every goofball in town. We care about you. Honestly, I think this missing person cases are mysterious. You're right. Unfortunately, our forces are limited. I'm sure he'll return on his own.
She sighs, but you can detect a slight hint of gratitude and relief from her face.
All right, go ahead. Do you have any questions?
What does your husband look like?
Honestly, not that different from you.
Uh-oh. She eyes you from head to toe. So let me guess, he's disco, like a late-stage alcoholic then. Right, we're dealing with a cop. What do you mean by that?
That's one way to put it, yes. No offense. I'd also add he's a little bit chubby.
I see. What else?
What else? He was wearing a dark brown leather jacket with a bright blue inner lining. The lining is hand-sewn. I made it myself.
She sighs, her voice slightly quivering when she adds.
It's his cool jacket. God knows it's too cold to run around in this, but he refuses to change.
Maybe I have gotten this dialogue.
I
I don't
even
know.
tried throwing it away once, but he just dug it out of the bin. Can you believe it?
She looks back at you, shaking her head. Well, if the jacket is really that cool, I could totally understand. He took it out of the bin? Wow, that's filthy.
Well, what can you do? I hope that at least that extra lining helps him keep warm at night. I wouldn't like him to catch cold.
She's thinking about him out in the cold, in some park, or on the
That's
coast.
my empathy.
And it's making her more and more worried.
4. Okay. Like, alright. What does your husband look like? When did you last see him?
Yesterday morning,
Etc.
he went to the library. He went to retrieve my book, and he promised he'd walk straight back home. Because we talked about this. We talked about not wandering off again. I don't know what to do. I honestly don't know what to do with his addiction. Just makes me feel weak.
Gone for around 36 hours then. Damn, this is a missing persons case. She turns away from you in an attempt to recover.
Got it, thanks.
So you are going to look for him.
Yes, I will bring him back home to you.
Thank you. Please do. Even though I'm sure he will return home by himself. I'm still sure of that.
I'm sure he will too. When he does, would you let Precinct 57, Kim Kitsuragi know?
Ah, he stole my quest.
I will. Of course, officer. As I said, it's probably nothing.
Woman takes a slip of paper. It's a phone
Right.
number.
What about him?
She gives you a short nod before returning to her books.
Find working class husband. I will find a working class husband. I'm not gonna ask him about the tattoos yet. Let's hold off on that. Yeah, we'll talk to Classier though. Idiot Doom Spiral, we'll find out whenever. Find the murder weapon, yeah, we'll get that eventually. I'll probably do that tonight. Send the victim's body to processing. I think we're done with it. Find some speed. Oh, I could probably get the victim's armor number. Maybe no, yeah, let's try it. I keep calling, and she keeps not having it. Hey, come on, let me in.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Still no word, I'm afraid, sir.
In
Alright,
the
I need
cabin,
to stop asking.
You see a set of
Stuck in the rain in a traffic jam, man. What's on your mind?
Do I have any empathy clothes? Like how I've said multiple times, I'm gonna go talk to Classier, and then, yeah.
Stuck in the rain in a traffic jam, man. What's on your mind?
Not yet.
woman still has her eyes fixed on the photograph in her hands. In the background, the radio plays. No response.
Similarly, one of these days I'm going to figure out how to talk to the pale driver. I feel like I should have gotten that already. Did I just like fail a check or something and now I'm locked out? I'm curious. Pale driver. This is not helpful at all. Oh well. It can be future me's problem. Let's go talk to Classier. Freight train of pain.
Hi again, gendarme.
He's so different.
Bye-bye, gendarme.
The door is closed.
Who is it?
A woman's voice answers, muffled by the door.
This is the police. Can we come in?
Come on up. The door is open. I'm drying my hair.
Sounds like it's coming from upstairs somewhere. You could snoop around before going up.
Hell yeah, I could. There's meth in here. Of course I'm going to snoop around. Hotel bill calculations. Looks like she's had an extended stay. How the dirty clothes? A woman's. Alright, is there more tear in here? Hell yeah, there is. See the yard below, the corpse is no longer there.
This medicine
because we put it in
cabinet is full of wares.
The polar bear fridge.
Sheets of pills, haphazardly stacked, one on top of the other. There's also a toothbrush somewhere in there.
Toothbrush.
It's been used quite a lot. But not for scrubbing blood off towels, or anything else interesting, it seems.
Thanks, perception.
Pharmaceuticals line the shelves, sheet upon sheet of pill bottle next to pill bottle. Acetylic acid, APAP, eye drops, blood thinners.
It's quite the collection in here.
Anything of note?
Pill bottles rattle like bones as you search the cabinet. Paracetamol, histoparidol, something in a foreign language you can't read. Behind them, an unusually shaped nasal spray. Its label reads, Nacra. Nacra, this is used to treat opioid overdoses. Always handy to have around.
Nacra, opioid antagonist.
Interesting. That's used for diamorphine overdoses.
Lieutenant nods and looks at the door. Pill sheets.
Among some foreign, probably Messinian or Gotvaldian, marked red blister packs you find. What do you find? This is going to take a little know-how.
I feel I can get... Oh, I can get my electrochemistry quite a bit higher than that. Hold on. Maybe not. Maybe not. I have electrochemistry gloves. Hold on. Those are also... Both pants are electrochemistry. Wait, do I have electrochemistry gloves? Yes. And electrochemistry shirt. Man, I'm gonna get so many drugs right now.
This medicine cabinet is stocked with drugs, plus an old toothbrush, and a bright orange bottle with Preptide stamped on it, in sunny, happy letters. Jackpot, baby. That's the stuff you're looking for. Your palms begin to sweat just holding that little plastic container.
What's so exciting about this orange bottle?
It's speed, man. Just what you were looking for. They call it dextroamphetamine and talk about psychological disorders. But what we're seeing here is some scientifically advanced trucker speed.
Sweaty hands. Need for speed.
You dropped it, smack dab in the middle of the floor. There it is.
Nice.
Orange as the midsummer evening sun, or the lieutenant's bomber jacket. Wow, that's unbelievably orange. Anyone can see that. It's practically effervescent.
At least got a heel off of it.
The lieutenant tries to keep his eyes on the door, but the Preptide bottle sounds like a rattlesnake. It's basically a
At least that red
percussion
check is
instrument
basically
that you're stuffing into your pocket.
a non-factor if you miss it.
Who cares, man? Who cares what the stiff thinks? You got it. Here comes the afterburner. Just put it in your sweaty little hand now.
Do I want to take the speed now? Maybe. You know what? Sure, let's take it. Wait, did I put on the wrong jacket? No, this one's good. Alright. Let's put the gardening gloves back on, and I feel like I put something else on. I did not. Methamphetamine.
Now that you've acquired some stimulants, it's time for a little pick-me-up. Time to detect.
Will it make me into a super cop? Wait, Kimmy's here. He'll be disappointed. This is gonna be really bad for my health, isn't it? Okay, my body's ready. Let's do this.
It's not ideal, no. But you need the zeal. Let's face it, you're never going to finish this case without cheating. It will make you into more than that. A mega cop.
Mega
This
cop.
is your
Large
modus
cop.
operandi. This is how you've done it for years. Let's go. See? That's your problem. A lack of confidence. Speed can help you with that. And, Kim, it can help you with everything.
Okay, my body's ready. Let's do
You
this.
raise the Preptide bottle, press one nostril closed, and inhale furiously with the other. The rush is almost immediate. It tastes bitter and caustic, and stings a bit inside your nose.
Mamma mia! Good to have you back, Officer Mega Pop. Jesus, Mega Cop. The world's been waiting. Humph.
Now the taste is slowly receding into your throat. The rush is growing in intensity, your little heart pounding like a bird in a cage. A sweat breaks out across your brow. Your jaw clenches. Whoa, this shit is strong. This shit is disco. Time for a little truth. Tell the lieutenant you did some. Clear the air.
Okay, I did a little speed. Hope you don't mind. It was for professional reasons. Are there any downsides to all this?
To this. You kidding? There are downsides to not being on it. There are massive downsides. It's a potent neurotoxin. You're turning yourself into a frayed idiot.
I'm not your mother. I don't care. Do what you have to do.
He cares.
As long as you remain functional, he thinks. Now, let's get back to work.
Cool, cool. Let's boogie.
Spring, spring. Everything is clear around you. You're ready to concentrate on the next task in the task chain.
In the bottom right corner of the screen, there's a speed button. Speed gives +1 to motoric skills. Perception, reaction speed, hand-eye coordination.
Wait, my perception's like 7
savoir-faire,
now, isn't it?
interfacing,
Hell yeah.
and composure. This is good before a white check, but damages your morale.
Alright, I want to unequip that. Oop. So I don't accidentally do more speed than I want to do. Not that you can double use it. This room has sad all over it. Reminds you of your own. Feel someone watching you behind the glass door, a woman. The bed has been hastily made.
This window is pristine on the inside. Unlike the
So,
one
this
next
does
to
not
it.
help with visual calculus,
Light from the
unfortunately.
desk lamp reflects off the glass in an untarnished golden halo.
Run your fingers across the surface of the glass.
Smooth as ice. There are spots of mud and rain on the outside, even smudges. But the surface of the window is clear from the inside. No chips, no hairline fractures. Following your lead, the lieutenant leans in closer to inspect the surface.
This window was recently replaced.
Looks like it, yes.
He adjusts his glasses.
You know which window has not been recently replaced?
Shut up, Inland Empire. The one I smashed in our room. What is this guilt now? Didn't we establish that someone else is responsible? The person who was also forced all the drinks in me?
Yes, that one. Cold wind is seeping in right now. Just one floor below you. Messing up your concentration here. This window is...
Looks like it.
You know which window has not been recently replaced? Maybe it isn't. I mean...
Looks like it.
You know which window it... I was being sarcastic. It was established that you did it. Any smooth following your lead.
How's my physical instrument? Not good enough to get through the door. That's how. Smell of cigarettes, smoke in the air, Astra menthol.
The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight. It's barred from the inside. You hear the bar rattle in the brackets. Sounds like it's heavy, too. Very sturdy.
Where does this lead to?
I don't know, Lieutenant Yefreiter.
He takes a note. Makes
It
a
is
note.
not the first closed door we found in this building. There is also your mysterious blue kitchen door.
Think it's important?
I don't know. The further we get, the more this building seems to be tied to the case.
Below, the hostel cafeteria creaks and groans under your added weight. A skeleton of composite support beams and cantilevers.
Tap on the roof with your foot.
A dull thump. Somewhere inside, a wind brace rattles from the imperceptible motion of the building.
The vigilantes, the cadaver, and a number of people connected to the case are in or around this building. This door is part of it. It's not unimportant.
See, the main investigation and the door below are merging into a stereo investigation. I could say something, but I'm not going to because I don't gloat.
I hate it when that happens.
Stereo investigation. Look, a handful of dried white wildflowers.
Just as you look at the flowers, a gust of wind raises them from the roof, picking them up in the air.
Nice.
The wind brushes them off the roof. They're gone.
Cold coffee in an ashtray that looks like a hedgehog. Alright, Classier.
Welcome to the roof.
The young woman has a cigarette in one hand and a cup of coffee in the other. Man, I'm good with words today. Holy shit.
Her hair is still slick from the shower. Below her silvery jumpsuit, an athletic young body, built long and lean.
I'm sorry for the mess down there. The cleaning lady hasn't come by in days. I'm beginning to wonder if she ever will.
Nice view you've got here. Is there a cleaning lady? I think I need one.
It's much nicer now.
Our eyes wander north toward the yard.
Where the dead body used to hang, clearly visible from the roof, but no longer.
Thank you for that, officers. Truly.
There is something in her light brown eyes, a sadness, when she thinks about the death of that man.
Hell yeah, purple points, man.
Ah, yes. Legends of room number 1 have made their way around the building. They say a portal to hell has opened in there.
It has Disco Infernum. Hell, I know not of you know not of which you speak. There are vortices of dark energy present, but not a hell to another place. A third place, much different from our world. No, I just trashed the place.
I know. That's probably also why the cleaning lady quit.
No, I'm the problem.
I'm Kim Kitsuragi. I'm a detective from Precinct 57. I believe you have already met my colleague from Precinct 41.
Have I ever? This is the biggest fan of ostentatious orchestrations I have seen in my life. And I have seen a few. Oh yeah. Life gets hard, but we go on.
The chorus of the 35 single, megaphoning the entire human race, instills you with the fuck it all swagger that prompts one to plow into grannies on your morning stroll.
It's gotten pretty hard in the meantime, but I go on. How long do you think until the hard wears us down? Things are only getting easier for me. I'm a policeman. Toodoroo-doo. Toodoroo-doo. Anyway, I found something more downbeat for my next appearance. Whip out the tape of Smallest Church. No comment.
I can see that. I'm glad all this onward going has brought you to me.
I was kind of curious what types of points I've been getting here. Like, sorry, superstar, whatever.
Miss, we are investigating the murder of the man down there. The people who put him there have asked us to talk to you.
Huh. I see.
She takes a pensive drag of her menthol cigarette.
Be careful. Ask something else first. When you go there, use words like, I hear you have been through something difficult.
They tell us you've been through something difficult. I shouldn't laugh, actually. They're talking about sexual assault. Anyway.
Clasier Amondu.
Where are you from? How old are you? What do you do? What's your specialization? Can I take a look at your passport, please? Thank you. That's it for the record.
Vredefort, Republic of Oranje.
What is Oranje? Man, Encyclopedia is letting me down. What's Encyclopedia for?
A bad memory, officer.
A bad memory of what?
Of lilacs and lightning. Parks, glass. Duraluminium. Vredefort is a conference city. It's always autumn there. And night. At least it was for me.
What's so bad about that?
Nothing. If you're no longer there.
How old are you?
I'm 28.
She takes a drag. What do you do, miss? What is your specialization?
Something stupid.
What's that?
Oranese lit.
Oranese lit.
Oranese literature. It's what I studied at the university.
She raises both eyebrows. How can you tell they're covered by her bangs? What is Oranese literature about?
Fear of failure, fear of death, how it sucks to be Oranese. All national literatures are... Only the name of the nation changes.
If that's true, then Revacholian Lit would fit you like a glove.
Ooh, I'm going to ask the rude question. Oranese lit, what do you do with it?
Nothing. I do nothing with it.
How do you make money, then? Money is very important, show her money. No, that's what an ultra-liberal would say. Cool.
It's not very cool, but what can you do?
Can we take a look at your passport, please?
I'm afraid you can't, officer.
But we have the right
Why
to...
is that?
Oh.
Because it's buried in a sealed plastic bag at an undisclosed location on the coast, along with cash and airline tickets.
That's very forward of you, Classier.
Thank you for your candor. Why?
They say so in your tourist brochure. Keep travel documents away from your person when west of the river.
Pretty sure I have the legal right to demand your passport, miss. How do I know you've told us your real name?
Look, officers, I like this place, but I don't want to be stuck wandering the city like a ghost after being robbed of my travel documents. I don't want to become an indentured servant in a brothel on Boogie Street, and I don't want my relatives to pay the ransom.
I don't know. You told us your real name.
If I were to lie to you, I would come up with a more mainstream name than Clausier Mondu. It's a weird name.
Okay, then.
Okie dokie.
She pours herself more coffee.
If any of this made her nervous, it certainly doesn't show in her expression. or her movements.
Thank you. That's it for the record.
The record. So official.
I'm going to run out of speed by the time this conversation's done. Can I ask more about you for the record? Oh, nice room you've got here.
Yeah. It's pretty deluxe.
No one likes to talk about their dirty laundry and their empty bottles. Maybe if you phrase it emotionally.
Hate to say it, but you've got sad all over the place. You've got quite a collection of prescription drugs down there. What's that door lead to? Window's new.
I'm wintering.
How long have you been staying here?
About 4 months. I came in November.
Why here? Understood.
Here in the Whirling, here in Martinez, or here in Revachol?
Here on the Insulindian Isola.
Because it's the funkiest building in Martinez. And because all the other buildings are bombed to hell. I'm
How long?
about here in the Whirling, here in I heard this is where the washed up disco has-beens go.
You came to the right place. You're too young to call yourself a disco houseman. No, this is Sassy Town. It's where the future of dance lies. Hold on, we haven't gotten there yet. Understood.
I'm really not. I'm
How long?
about 4 months. Here in the Whirling, I always wanted to see the only city in the world in the worst time of the year. It's a tourist thing. I'm
How long?
about 4 here in the Whirling. Came to see the new world. It's a tourist thing.
What happened to the old New World?
It turned out to be a Zarath-infested third world slum.
Called Ilmara. And it didn't. Even after the Mesk colonized it 7 ways from Sunday, it's an industrial powerhouse.
I'm about 4 here in the world. I'm
How long have you?
about 4 here in the Whirling. Came to see the new world.
What happened to the old
It's a
world?
tourist thing. Conference centers. A lot of them.
Okay.
Yeah. I've contaminated it pretty bad.
Is that why you're out here?
The contamination spreads from room to room. First, I escaped upstairs. The SAD got that too. Then I found the handle for the summer door.
What exactly is the nature of this contamination?
For me, it's a mix of me with a lack of cleaning services. How about you? Talk around the establishment is, you have an industrial SAD spill in there.
She taps the roof with her heel.
Somewhere below, military-grade SAD is dripping off the walls. You should say the first thing. It's honest.
Ooh, I like
It will
introspection.
lead to introspection.
Something is bad, points to your head, in my past. It's a demon who smells of betrayal and apricots. For me, it's alcoholism, miss. I don't know what it is.
That's where it always comes from, isn't it? From the head and from the past.
It's a feeling white and filled with doom, gaseous, invisible, deadly. It's everywhere. It's the pale!
Sounds like an advanced form of what I've got. With a bit of old love sprinkled on top.
Probably, yeah. Doesn't feel like love at all.
Love is terror.
Ooh, why are you louder all of a sudden? She breathes in a large billow of menthol-infused smoke, savors it, then lets it out slowly. Some questions about the prescription drugs.
Thank you. I've put a lot of time and effort into it.
She says without any discernible irony.
Technically, possession of narcotics is legal in Revachol, but you should still reprimand her. No, don't listen to the stiff. Be cool.
It's quite impressive. How'd you amass such a hoard?
With money, sir. It's not exactly the NT-star size caboodle I intend for it to be one day, but it's getting there.
The Anti-Star is, or was, a Vespertine rock and roll star who liked to do drugs. He did so many drugs, he eventually mutated into a corpse.
Collection includes Nacra, an opioid antagonist.
Comes in handy when you've done too many opioids.
Is that something that happens to you often, miss?
Stone isn't aggressive, it's just inquisitive.
Better safe than sorry.
She takes a drag and smiles.
Oh, yes. One of my favorites. It cures many ailments.
Like what?
Like Not being able to stay up for 36 hours.
36.
Not being happy.
Pedestrian.
It cures those ailments. It's just a merit speed molecule, basically.
Cool, I took some for personal use. Show her the Preptide. I'm on it right now!
Huh? Motherfucker took my Preptide? Looks like you owe me one, officer. I'm talking serious corruption here.
This does not amount to actual corruption. I can easily log it under confiscation.
Robbed by common highwaymen.
Take that, Classier, for lying to me about your name and stuff. Anyway, where's that door lead? Point to the door on the roof.
You tell me, officer. I've been trying to open it, in case the contamination gets to the roof and I have to move on. No luck.
That window is new.
It is.
She moves slightly to your left to check a reflection in it.
The lieutenant makes a note in his notebook. He finds the answer unsatisfying.
I have other questions.
Okay.
She takes a pensive drag off her cigarette.
Watching herself reflected in the bedroom window, torn and sparkling and draped in smoke.
Yeah? Alright. Something difficult? I've been through at least half a dozen difficult things. Which one do you mean?
Were you sexually assaulted, miss? Have you been raped? Forget it, I don't want to talk about this. Let's just
By
keep it.
sexually assaulted, you mean raped?
She takes a quick drag on perturbed.
Yes.
It's a bit early in the morning for raped, isn't it?
It's 4:48 in the afternoon.
She sounds positively buoyant, vivacious, totally unbothered.
Actually, it's already afternoon. What does that mean? Were you?
Is it?
She takes a look around. The spring sun is high in the sky. People pass below.
It is afternoon. Time flies, man.
So, were you?
Yeah. I'm gonna go with not raped. I don't want to say that shit about him.
By him, she must mean the victim.
Thanks for action speed.
Tell them it's not my style. They'll have to, you know, if they want to jazz up the charges, they'll have to get someone more, rapeable.
Are you saying that you were asked to tell us you were assaulted?
Not explicitly, but I understood what they meant. It wouldn't hurt to spice things up a bit. Some assault and battery. Sexual assault, maybe. It was clear the latter would be spicier.
Titus asked you to spice things up for us. Are you sure you weren't raped? What did happen between you and the victim? What can you tell me about him? What do they hang him for if not rape? Why was there a bullet in his head? How do the Hardy Boys know you? Thanks for telling us all this. Okay, we're just going to go down the list because that's kind of the... Now we'll go 2, then 1.
I'm 89% sure.
So you're not entirely sure. Does that mean you're 11% not sure?
You know how it is.
Do you?
Do I? Get wrecked, Half-Light. Actually, I don't. How is it then?
Maybe you don't.
She flicks a bit of ash away. It lands on her jumpsuit. She brushes it
There
off.
are numerous cigarette burns on those silvery scales. Easy to see now that you're closer.
In conclusion, officer, I'm gonna go with a mild to medium, not raped here.
Okay, no one deserves to be raped. Sexual assault is a serious matter. I'm going to do this serious statement for you. It sounds like something happened and you don't want to acknowledge it. Lieutenant, I don't know what to say about this.
I'm sure there is one person in the world who does. I mean, there are so many people. But let me make this clear. The man who was hanged from that tree did not rape me. Pretty much.
She carries her coffee cup with both hands.
Warming them. She must be very cold and exhausted of this life.
What did happen between you and the victim?
We partied.
Wait, partied? Where have I heard that before? You mean like a birthday party? What kind of party? The kind I do? Point to your bloated face. I don't get it. What do you mean partied?
With all due respect, sir, I think we partied a little harder than that.
No one parties harder than me. Harder than this? Keep pointing to your face. I don't know that was physically possible.
Oh, it is. You're still alive.
Fair.
What did you do when you partied?
We drank, sir. A lot. For weeks, basically. We had that effect on each other. We made each other drink harder. That's why I liked him.
What else?
Stimulants. Speed also has that effect, making you drink harder. And then drinking harder makes you do more speed. It's quite the combination. We also had sex.
You were lovers? Were feelings involved? Understood.
I guess you can say that, yes. A bit. Lovers is such an emotional word. But there was something there. We did enough drugs for there to be.
How did you two meet?
I feel like I'm not getting very many passive checks for this conversation. It's probably because all of my stats are like really flat. Yeah. A 7, a couple of 6s. Oh well.
Downstairs. At the bar. He was on some sort of assignment. A
10
military
centimeter
man,
heel.
as
That's
you probably know.
pretty tall.
Had a cool,
4 inches.
scary scar.
She appears aloof, but that scar part, the scary, is stressed and drawn out. What's that about? Apprehension? With longing. She misses him.
When was this?
A month ago? Something like that.
Must have been hard for you seeing him there.
Oh, yes. I've had a great view. From the roof, out of the bathroom window, in my dreams.
A bitter cringe. It hurts. You look to the lieutenant. He takes a small step closer.
You called us, the RCM.
Yes.
Jackpot.
The call reporting the hanging, that was you? Say nothing. I believe that is who called the RCM. Who made the call reporting the crime? Boom.
I made it. And I would appreciate
Level
it
up.
if you didn't tell everyone. In Martinez, they call it snitching.
Reporting crimes is confidential in Ravachol, miss.
Before we go on, if it's snitching, then why do it?
Because I couldn't handle it anymore. None of these people called. He just kept hanging there. Then they started stripping him.
Caller's voice was disguised.
I didn't exactly disguise it. I just muffled the mic and nicked the landline a little.
Nicked it. How?
With nail clippers. And I diverted some radio fuzz into it. Into the cold wire.
You were right to suspect there might be foul play involved with the broken phone line.
In the process, you broke the landline downstairs.
Did I? Fuck. I didn't mean to. I had no idea what I was doing.
Still, that's pretty clever tampering. Simple and clever. Crossing the lines like that.
Seems like you had some idea. That was nifty.
Thanks.
She manages to smile. Why go through all the trouble?
I don't know, sir. It was stupid. I was drunk, too. I was probably afraid the Union was listening in. Locals say they have ears in the wires.
Thank you for making the call, miss. It was the right thing to do.
I didn't want to, sir. But if I hadn't, he'd still be hanging there.
What can you tell me about him? Name, age,
I'm
eyes?
sorry, I can't do it. Not right now. Later, maybe. I keep seeing him. Like he is now. I can't talk about his... I don't know. Hair.
Another puff, more nervous.
I know it's difficult, miss. We can return to it later.
She meant she sees him in her dreams.
I've also seen him in a dream.
You have? Not like I do, I imagine.
She runs out of cigarette. Time to light a new one. How do you see him? I see him as me. Better conclude this part of the talk.
You don't want to know.
She looks into the pack. It's light green. Then pulls out a ciggy.
She dips the cigarette in the lighter's flame and inhales, then looks at you with her lungs full of smoke.
I can see the similarity, yes.
She breathes out through the nostrils. The air smells of menthol.
Funny.
The lieutenant says softly.
Funny how?
Nothing. I also saw him. We had a long inspection and that sort of thing sticks with you. Let's move on.
What are they hanging for if not rape?
He had something to do with the strike. One has been roiling since I got here. Rotten timing. But you probably know all about it.
And his role in this strike was what?
I think he was in a security detail. He was ex-military, worked for Wild Pines, and against the Union. We didn't discuss work much, if you know what I mean. But I understood it was dangerous.
And they lynched him for it?
She nods.
How is there a bullet in his head?
Bullet? They shot him too? They stripped his clothes and they shot him?
You mean after they hanged him?
I'm confused, sorry.
So am I. Were you aware that he had also been shot, miss?
Things are starting to go a little over my head here. I thought he was hanged. I was not present when they did it. I don't know what happened. I just know what they told me. And Sylvie, the bartender.
It's hard to know what to think about it.
No! My logic's too low.
She's just tired. Don't push her too much.
They're frequent
Yeah.
guests.
I probably
Downstairs,
did this a little too
they have a
early.
booth for union
Oh, well.
members. They're probably down there now.
How'd you meet?
Over drinks. It's been a long, boring winter.
Did you party?
A little, yeah.
Like you partied with the deceased?
No, not as hard.
I'm sorry to have to ask this, but have you had a physical relationship with any of the Hardy Boys?
I have.
Which one?
Which ones, sir? I don't remember precisely. Titus, obviously. But as I said, it's been a long winter.
Thank you for telling us all this, miss.
She breathes a silvery sigh of relief and weariness. The air on the roof feels humid.
I mean, it's raining.
Should we head by downstairs, officer? We may have things to discuss there.
That's something else before we go a little
She
thing.
nods. Silvery cigarette fumes disappear into her mouth.
It's a volition check. That's not great.
Not my favorite topic, but okay. How about we, change the subject to something
Okay,
more
so
lighthearted
2 is 8%, which means that getting it up to 4 would be like... Still not great. $16. Theoretically, I think it might be a little higher than that, but still.
now? Why not? I'll be here until 11 p.m., drinking coffee, most likely.
Alright, Kim, let's go downstairs and have a chat.
Looks like we have more to discuss with those so-called Hardy Boys. Half their reasoning just went out the window.
Think this will make them cooperate?
Nothing will make them respect the RCM, but it will disrupt the game they prepared for us. We just stripped off one layer of whatever it is. Her decision to not corroborate their story was definitely not part of the plan.
Why did she tell us all that? My logic is too low. Hey, Kara, what's up?
What else could she have done? Lie? She saw there was no way to lie and get away with it.
I'm sure she had to lie. I'm not sure she had to lie. I wouldn't have known.
If not you, then me. It was a smart move from her.
Something's off here.
You think so? She seemed forthcoming. Unusually so. Being forthcoming about some things is a good way to obscure other things. The best liars are always forthcoming. Anyway, we should move. I suspect our investigation will
Just
bring
chilling
us
before
back here
bed, right
soon
on.
enough.
I wonder if the window will tell me its secrets. Yeah, probably
This
not.
window is
I didn't get the needed info. No, not the window. Let's talk to the stairs. There we go. I'm surprised
A
Kim
mirror
followed me in
hangs
here.
on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression. A mirror hangs on the bathroom
Oh,
wall.
it is actually locked. Lame. So we have 5 points. Let's see. What should I put stuff into? Volition's probably not the worst idea in the world. I might throw another one in Encyclopedia just in case. Got an Encyclopedia check I want to pass soon, so. We'll worry about that later. Alright, let's talk to the Hardy Boys. Elizabeth. Hello, Elizabeth.
I've got nothing to say to you. Why are you wasting your time?
Good question. Hey, Titus.
The clowns are still hanging around. What is it now?
Talk to Joyce, the merc you hanged. His friends are coming for you.
Yeah. By friends, you mean his squad mates from Crenell.
Wouldn't want to beat up his grandma.
They're snickering in the room. Some of the men put their beers down. Yeah, so from some kind of tribunal, they're coming for you.
This is what happens if you take the law into your own hands. Other people start doing it too.
Let them come. The Hardy Boys are right fucking here.
You heard the man. Right here. We're armed. We got the whole district behind us. And Glenn. Glenn is fucking crazy.
Yeah. A well-oiled murder machine.
Punches Blondie on the shoulder.
The mood is on the rise. They're feeling confident, ready to punch out the whole merc platoon.
Did you know a single Saray's giant hornet can kill 40 bees in a minute? It's Cornell's bad news, you know that, right? Mercenaries are armed with automatic weapons. Joyce says they got on the road, no one is controlling them.
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
You're the bees, they're the hornet.
We're not bees. We're men. We're socialists.
Sounds like something a bee would say.
Easy, E. He's trying to phase you. What are you trying to do? Scare my men?
I mean, they have automatic weapons.
We got weapons of our own. We got Ister 50s, Zeelagers. Glenn's got a knock cannon at home.
Well, they pierce ceramic armor.
I guess we're gonna see, aren't we?
For your sake, I hope you're right.
Right about what? That a 50 caliber bullet goes through shit? Yeah, I am. So are the local gangs. The fucking Barmy Army and the Madre scum. You've been out there. Seen any around?
Yeah. Where are they now, huh? Sent back to Madre in an airtight cargo crate.
These people are trained military professionals. Special forces, as you said. They're not a gang or a barmy army.
No, they're not. They're uncoordinated and drunk. We know more about them than you think.
Man, they're hopped up on amphetamines and, like, laser focus. They're gonna kill you. Anyway, Joyce said they gone rogue. No one's controlling them.
Big fucking surprise. They hire psycho scum, arm them to the teeth, and let them loose in the city. What do you think is gonna happen?
Okay.
What do you mean, okay?
I mean, okay, they're gonna wipe you the fuck out, Titus. I mean, okay, you got this. You got the numbers. I mean, okay, I'll be on your side when they come. I mean, okay, you got one more gun on your side. Once I find mine, I lost it. I mean, okay, I guess I'll be gunning you down right alongside them.
No, they won't. Get out of here with your negative energy.
All he means is that the situation is serious.
No wonder you cops get shot to shit every day. Can't go to war with an attitude like that.
They can't kill me if I'm already dead inside. Let's go over the rape victim again.
Again? Seriously, man. Fine. Fire away. Yeah, whatever. Fuck. I knew that fucking whore couldn't be trusted.
Instant fuck.
For the record, Titus Hardy did not explicitly specify the victim as a whore, nor did he say anything about trusting her.
Oh, shut up and stay out of this, Liz. He raped her. He was out of his fucking mind. You have no idea.
She's just in denial, asshole. You don't understand the traumatic experience. She's shutting down, and she doesn't fucking trust you.
Yeah, she's crazy, you know. A crazy bitch. You know the type. She's fucked up.
Crazy, what are you talking about? She's very lucid. I did think that, yes, that she's a little crazy. Cut the bullshit, she told me the truth.
She wasn't raped. The witnesses' statements were very clear.
Lawman, I'm at the end of my goddamn rope with you. I fucking told you not to push her.
They didn't push her, she was very candid.
His hands become fists.
Uh-oh.
And you went and pushed her. I am gonna fucking...
Freight train of pain.
Titus Hardy.
Her voice rings through the room like a warning shot.
Everett personally sent me to take care of this. If this goes south, we'll all be in the shit. But you, Titus Hardy, are going to be buried. Am I understood?
The room is so quiet you could hear a pin drop. The rest of the cafeteria has gone quiet, too. Someone has to rush in to break the tension. The second in command.
Look, Copper. We know that that fuck was a rapist and a killer. We got him confessing to it on tape. Show it to him, T. What's the harm, right?
The Door Gunner Megamix.
Here, jerkwad. Listen to this shit. And then come back and tell me the soldier of the apocalypse was an innocent man.
Why should I care about the tape? You lied to me. What's on this tape? Where'd you get this tape? Where can I listen to this? Well, I have a boombox, so I already know that.
You don't care about evidence. The fuck are you a cop for, then?
Pigs, T. They don't care about getting the truth. They care about getting convictions. They are fucking keeping a score on their bulletin boards.
I won't be on your bulletin board. If you don't listen to the tape, we got nothing to talk about. What's on it? We call it the Door Gunner Mega Mix. You'll know why. Won't you listen to it?
A door gun is a gun mounted to the door of a transport airship. They have a habit of mowing down civilians.
That's right.
Farmers mostly.
Huh, that feels like an encyclopedia check. Okay, so I automatically pass all hand-eye coordination passive checks right now. Okay, that's more useful than I thought it was. Yeah, because bringing of the lawjaw, succeed all hand-eye coordination passives. All right, that's interesting. Cool. I'm gonna hold on to that for a while. I was kind of on the fence about that one because I wasn't sure what the what that passive passing looked like. Where'd you get this tape?
You think we go into this shit deaf and dumb? You RCM aren't the only ones who know how to bug people. There's no university degree for that.
So you bugged him, how?
We have machines. We're in logistics. How do you think a harbor works? It's advanced stuff.
Understood? You've listened in on their communications. How long?
Since way before their chief started taking swing lessons.
Things got nice and quiet after that.
Which one of you is doing the advanced radio work then?
It's not advanced. You just hold up in a coop all day, writing down what they say. It gets hot as hell in there.
Don't put yourself down, Angus. It's important work.
The chief picks his beer back up, which offer a silent toast.
Yeah, man. You're like a radio genius or something. Those notes are some in-depth stuff. Indexes and shit.
Where can I listen to this?
I'm sure we can find a tape player.
Lieutenant whispers.
Where can I listen to this? Why don't you try shoving it up your ass, genius?
Ooh, good idea. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, play it with your ass, cocksucker.
His voice echoes like thunder in the small room.
I'm sure we can find a tape player. It's not a problem.
He repeats calmly in a hushed voice.
Your room had one. Or maybe it's too broken.
That's enough for now. I'll get back to the investigation.
Don't forget your tape, lawman. Compliments of Titus Hardy.
Okay.
You do that. Oh, and keep it. Maybe you'll need a reminder of human ugliness someday. Yeah, you do that, lawman.
Alright, so, yep, door gunner mega mix right there. I don't know why I clicked back into that. Man, where are all my moralist choices? I need to heal some morale. Da 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 da. I can buttons, I swear.
The porter reel is just what you needed. The reels attach to the apparatus with a satisfying click. The tape is routed behind the magnetic reader. You push Command Set, and the tape starts spinning. Violent static and machine sounds fill the air.
This isn't Revachol. This is a fucking village. I can almost see the elephants.
The harbor. That's the son of a Kvalson crane.
How do you know that?
When this shit is done, I'm gonna tear that place up. Soldier of the Apocalypse style. Kill shit. Dogs and chickens too. Gonna run a room, Cordy. A real nice room. I don't give a shit. I'm fucking done. I'm done mentally. I'll fucking do them all in. Rape that disco cunt on the counter. You know, the dance a whore upstairs. Do it Kohoi style. Never did get that taste out of my mouth.
Click, then silence. The rest of the tape is empty.
The lieutenant presses the button marked Arrete on your porter reel. The tape stops spinning.
Was that at the very end? Silence?
End of recording.
What do you think? Who is Cordy?
Cordy could be short for Cortenard, one of the other mercenaries, the one he was talking to. Probably the mountain at the harbor gates. Mr. Right to Work.
It's Kohoi.
A village on the Samaran Isola, in South Safre. Grad committed war crimes there, the kind of thing he talks about.
Think he was there?
Who knows? Maybe the tattoos would have an answer. We would need to know the story of this man's service.
What do you think?
It seemed authentic enough. Probably recorded off the shortwave, then edited to seem more incriminating. He sounded like he was on patrol around the harbor walls.
I agree. He also sounded inebriated, but he did say he was going to do it. Can't edit words into someone's mouth. I think he sounded alright, just letting off some steam now.
Still.
The lieutenant looks at the tape. We're familiar with this look now. It's his look of suspicion.
There's more going on here than we know.
Okay, what now?
I think we've got a few more questions for class here, don't you? This seems to contradict her testimony, at least to some degree.
Back to Classier. How many heals do I have? 11. Okay, well, let's pop one. I'm not going to do the volition check yet. There we go. Harry, go through the door, please. Thank you.
Officer, what brings you up here in the rain?
That's pretty low. Titus Hardy gave us a recording where the deceased states his intention to commit rape.
She puts her coffee cup down with a soft ring as the porcelain meets the metal table.
Did he? I never said he was a good man, or that he had good intentions. only that he was never bad to me.
Well, this tape specifically identifies you as the target.
Where did they get this recording exactly?
It's intercepted radio chatter of the deceased, recorded via a de-encryption station. It's authentic enough.
Does he say he's gonna do it Soldier of the Apocalypse style?
Those are his exact words. Something to that effect, yes. No.
Yeah. That was practically his pickup line.
She picks the cup back up.
Did he say whores a lot? Was he pretty much on the verge of doing it Kohoi style?
Yes, the word horror was used. Kohoi was mentioned.
He wasn't actually there. He didn't do a tour, or at least didn't tell me he did. Would have been overkill anyway. He lived his own little Kohoi. It wasn't his everything.
Why say things like that, Machismo? Think he was trying to scare people?
Yes, was he bragging?
Oh no, I'm pretty sure he did all those things. Then integrated them into his idea of normalcy. To keep on living. Until they just sort of turn into his, what's the word I'm looking for?
Coping mechanism, catchphrase, persona!
Running joke.
Oh.
I was gonna say running joke. And it sounds like you didn't even get the good bits. Lely's punchlines got way, way funkier than that. He was like the Seminoles conflict, the Kohoi massacre, and the 36 famine in Yezut all rolled into one person, then cast in Orani ceramic armor, which he wore in bed and in the shower.
Weren't you afraid? You like this kind of stuff, and you spent time with this person romantically?
We're all scraping up any happiness we can find, officer. Going around with our little scouring sticks. You, your first love, Mr. Kohoi here.
Did he tell you he had actually done any of those things? In Martinez, I mean?
No. We were too busy laying waste to our own nervous systems to direct any of the fury outward. He seemed happy, I guess. At ease. As much as a man like him could be.
Thank you for clearing that up, miss. Whenever you're ready. I'm interested to hear what Titus Hardy has to say now.
She takes a very small sip of her coffee and smiles.
Now that you had some time, can you tell us more about the victim?
Like, for example, his name?
Well, she just said it was Lely.
Actually, officer, I didn't know his name. I just called him Lely.
A nickname?
I guess. He came from Lelystad. It's short for that. And it was his army name, apparently. He said his real name wasn't his. I tried to pry it out of him, but it was no use.
So Lely for Lelystad is just like calling someone Tex.
Lelystad.
Texas, I guess.
That's a good start.
Lieutenant writes it down in his notebook.
We have a few questions you can help us with. A few things a field autopsy alone can't answer.
The young woman cranes her neck, trying to catch a glimpse of the page the lieutenant passed to you. On it is a list of autopsy observations, recorded neatly in blue ink.
Fucky.
The last missing pieces of a puzzle of flesh.
Where is Lelystad? The place, I mean.
In Oranje, officer. It's, I think municipality is the term. A nowhere town there.
The Lelystad municipality has few boroughs and even fewer cities. It's made of agricultural plots near the border of Gottwald. Executive summary: cows, silos, and wheat.
You were almost right, officer. That means his race was Occidental, not Mondial. I'll update the form.
You were both from Oranje.
Yes. We were compatriots.
Did that bring you together?
Drugs brought them
No.
together.
He was too old for that. And from another part of Oranjenrek. I didn't even understand his accent. What brought us together wasn't Oranje. It was bad habits.
How old was he?
He was 42.
42? Are you sure? I would have had him above 50.
He had many scars that made him appear older. But no.
The memory makes her smile.
We even celebrated his birthday, like, some weeks ago. It was a funny 2 days. He had little reason to lie to me.
Looks like you were right, officer.
Lieutenant taps on his notebook as though assigning some kind of point.
Points are good. Have one, you old dog, before we all die.
Man, I keep getting health restoration. I need morale. I didn't know this was a competition, Kim.
It isn't. Police work is a cooperative sport.
Yeah, co-op games.
There is no challenge without competition. There must be an opponent.
What is my physical instrument? 4? Okay. Okay.
This is clearly sports for him. Something like archery or darts.
Still not about getting hits right, or about getting hits right and not missing. Then the competition is against the world.
That's too conceptual for me. I just like to get autopsies correct on the first try if possible. Where were we?
His eye color.
Blue. Light blue. They were like little blue galaxies, you know? It was strange, seeing those eyes in his fucked up face. Pardon the swearing. I do him an injustice. He wasn't ugly. And he had a beautiful, soft voice. Very surprising, what with all the scarring. It was quite something, watching him speak.
He had a combat wound on his chin and mouth?
Yes. Severe. It made him look like half his face was cracking away in some strange smile. That and those eyes.
Ah, yes. His hair, if you can remember?
It was light brown, almost blonde. He darkened it with brilliantine, made oily. Not nice to stroke. I couldn't convince him to leave it alone.
Interesting. I too have stroked his hair. Kim, I said to put brilliantine on the form. Do I get a point?
Oily, isn't it? We have that in common now.
No.
Boo! But I put it down there. Point to the red autopsy slip.
I can see you've put quite a few things here. They don't all give you a point.
Boo!
There it is, in your rushed writing. Right where the lieutenant is pointing. Pig's gonna have sex. You should really get this questioning back on track now.
You had a tattoo. What did it mean?
Oh, that.
It was an Orienese map of the waterways.
Sure, waterways. It was mostly for showing off to chicks, though.
For showing off to chicks? How so?
How? Imagine him lying in bed. Freakish musculature laid out on the sheets. Scarred, of course. Tattooed. The sheets are dirty for some reason.
Yeah, how did that happen?
He's smoking and drinking, of course. And his chest and shoulders and arms are studded with stars. Tens, hundreds of them. Maybe even thousands. And the woman goes like, "What was this, baby?" And he says, "That was too hardcore.
To the mega.
Don't
Not
ask
yet.
me about that." So she goes, "Okay, but what's this, baby?" And he's like, "Saw some bad shit there. Killed some loincloths." And so it goes. Star after star. Port after port. Third world country after third world country. And he's done horrible things in every single one of them.
You were the woman in this?
Oh yeah.
Can you tell us precisely what these mean? Hand her the photo.
No thank you. I've seen enough of him dead. I can tell you what they meant without looking at them.
She pours herself some more coffee.
Go on.
He was a blue-eyed boy with thick arms, from a small town. He was also poor, and the government of Orania needed some people killed, so they turned him into a grotesque killer. For money. He went to Killer Academy in Vredefort. Then he killed some people in the Seminine Islands. And on other islands, too. All of the islands. After this, he came to Revachol and got killed himself.
Thank you for clearing that up. Good story, thanks. Not a very fun story.
Change of topic, perhaps?
Could it be love that did him in? Something miraculous is coming, he told me. We ordered a toxicology report. Any idea what it'll show us? Everything! I think we're done with this line of questioning. Okay.
It very well could be, yes.
What do you mean?
What do I mean? I have no idea. I don't even know what you mean. Love did him in? What does that mean?
Inland Empire is a powerful drug.
That's not funny, officer.
Something miraculous is coming, he told me.
The lieutenant blinks. His expression does not change. All right, let's see where this is going.
From the northwest, he told me. Maybe it was wrong. Forget about it. Nothing miraculous is coming. No, no, no. We gotta commit.
Cool.
Yeah, toxicology.
A real rainbow splattering of pharmaceuticals, I bet. Barbiturates, amphetamine, sildenafil. How much does the toxicology report cost the police of Revachol? I can do it for half of that. Save you some money, make some myself.
It's quite expensive, miss. But we'll manage without your help for now.
I think we're finished with this line of questioning. Hand the lieutenant back his notes.
All right.
Lieutenant puts a slip back in his notes and observes the young woman for a moment.
Coolly, gracefully, she pours herself more coffee.
All right, well, we're going to have to come back for this volition check. Come back.
Wait, stop. That man, bloated beyond all recognition, was 42?
It's what she said, yes.
Below the damage, the weeks of decomposition, all the swollen indignity of mortality. He was 42 years old.
Where is this going?
How old are you? That's where this is going. 45,000 liters of raw alcohol has left its disfigurements. What lies beneath, you wonder? You could ask either one of them.
I got this. I think my age is... Miss, how old do you think I am?
Huh. How old do I think you are?
She's buying time to formulate the best answer.
I don't know. 40? I was like 9 when OO peaked. That was what, 19 years ago? I liked them when I was 9. You couldn't have liked it when you were 40. Let's say you were 20-something. 25. A good disco age. 25 plus 19 is 44. I'm gonna say you're 44.
44, you think so?
Look, at the end of the day, age is just a number, you know?
You might have been on this planet for 44 years, but your body is that of a 72-year-old.
Yes, miss, but for him that number is 56.
Wait. This requires scientific measurements.
Bring it on. I'm not afraid of the truth.
To the laboratorium.
Alright, I don't think I've gotten this one. This is date of birth generator. Ooh, it's long. Alright, your face looks like it's 58, and your body feels like it's 60. Your mind feels like it's lived for 1 day or 100. Both longer than they ought to be. The day and the century. But for how long, then, has this thing attached to your sentience walked this planet's crust? Time to start racking those brains of yours, Elder One. When were you born? I think I might learn this just to see where this takes us. Let me just double check. Yeah, I have not done this yet. Alright. Whoops. Let's learn it. Time to get learning. Time to get learning. Alright, which means I do need a slot. Which means I only have 1 slot left, which I'm not super pumped about. Let's see. So, what can we drop eventually? Definitely volumetric shit compressor. It's pretty so-so. Like, it basically gets you over the hump on 1 skill check. Basically to continue progressing the plot. Once you're done with that skill check, it really isn't that good anymore. It basically... Because there just aren't very many endurance white checks. There's like 2 of them. So yeah, it's just kind of Bum, bum, bum. We've already gotten some good results off of this one by failing a bunch of checks. Cool. This one I already said was kind of interesting, so I might hold on to it for a bit. Guillaume Le Million is okay. It's alright. I might drop it for something else. We'll see. We'll see. Jamais Vu's too good. I'm not dropping it. 15th Indo Tribe's too good. I'm not dropping it. This one's okay. This one's actually kind of interesting. The perception cap being raised is whatever. Helpful, but like kind of whatever still. But the speed giving Psyche as well as Motorix is pretty good. White Morning is another one that I'd be willing to drop. Yeah, you can see more and your Motorix cap gets raised a little bit, but that's not the best, to be honest. I just kind of got it to get it, to be honest. We'll see. I do need to start figuring out ways to get these stats up. I guess I could just start spending points. I'll probably start spending points. Do we need to talk to the Hardy Boys again?
This window is pristine on the inside.
Do I need to get the volition check? Nope, stop. Oh, I need to talk to Titus about the Dorgan Mega Mix. Okay.
The clowns are still hanging around. What is it now?
Talk to Clausia about the tape.
And?
Yeah, nothing. She stands by what she said.
That fucking fucker. You're the worst cops in Revachol. I gave you gold on that tape.
Gold. It was just locker room talk. It's not evidence. It was dark stuff. It didn't prove anything. It didn't change her mind. Yeah, I was by it. Honestly, I expected to have more effect. She pretty much laughed it off, Titus.
Fucking fuckity fucker. And what did she say then? That it's fine. People are supposed to be like that.
It did not come as a surprise to her, and she definitely wasn't afraid. Actually, I think it made her a little nostalgic. If anything, she seemed turned on by the whole door gunning thing.
Yes. In fact, I think she thought it was a little funny.
Funny? No good goddamn psycho whore. Alright. All fucking righty then. I guess it's good then. That fucking...
Please try to control yourself in the presence of visitors, Titus.
Her voice is a bit softer than earlier.
This is just perfect. Just fucking perfect. Any thoughts on this, lawman?
Titus rubs his chin with his palm as if trying to grind it smooth. Maybe she isn't who you thought she was. Maybe she's still in denial, you know? Like a defense mechanism. Be straight with me, Titus. What really happened?
Nah. I know her. She's just a girl. In over her head.
She's not some helpless girl. She handled the mercenary well enough. She's a hardcore party girl with a death wish bigger than mine. I guess you do know her then.
Handled him? She got into some stupid shit with that guy. Shit we had to take care of.
Yes, yes, we heard all about it, and the fact still stands. You were more disturbed by the tape than her.
I already told you. We fucking hanged him.
There's less gusto in his voice now. His men, too, are growing increasingly silent.
The human can opener!
Come on, Titus. We know you didn't hang him. He was shot. I know you're tired. So am I. Why don't you just...
You know what? I am tired. I'm tired of you and the whore upstairs. Next time you see her, tell her Titus said, "Fuck on!" That lying, scamming. We're done. this is over. Understand? Your little investigation
Uh-oh.
is
Did I just
over.
game over? I didn't game over.
Yeah.
There's silence in the room. Alan starts to say something, then thinks best not to.
On the floor, beer drips out of the can into a small puddle. No one does anything about it.
What is this quiet funeral shit? All we need is some beers in us. Bartender, 20 beers for the Dock Workers Union.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3 each. All right.
Why do we make it 40, huh? Why do we make it 100 beers? You're not loud enough.
100 beers? Now we're talking. Hoppity hop over here, cafeteria manager.
All right. This is a pretty big check. I do have a lot of bonuses. Mention surreal play, or strange reaction to bullet, ever asked to cooperate, and warned about the tribunal, discuss the authority. Okay. Let's see what we can get this up to. I think that was a white check, so... Yeah, it is a white check. That's plot. They wouldn't lock that behind a red check. I do have a negative rhetoric from one of my thoughts. I have no rhetoric modifiers. Fantastic. Do I have cigarettes? I have everything but cigarettes. Alright. That's -2 authority. What else did I do? Oh, Moreland Empire. Okay. It's my bag of cans. There it is. Okay. So we're chilling on Class A. We're chilling on Titus.
It's you again. What is it?
Hey, we're not clowns from the circus anymore. It's just you. I don't need this yet. We'll come back for it. We have plenty of exploration left to do, and I think some of it is actually going to increase our rhetoric check there further. It is 6:30 in the evening, though, now. It's nighttime. Alice, please tell me you've run the number.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Yes. It took some convincing, but I got the mercenary's name and a few biographical details. Are you ready?
We already have the information, but sure, give it to me.
The lieutenant leans in to listen.
Shoot.
Notebook in hand.
I was born ready, baby. No.
That suit of armor was issued to an Oranese citizen named Ellis Kortenaer. That's E-L-L-I-S Kortenaer. Exact date of birth, unknown. He was signed into the Lelystad County Neonatal Care Unit on 28th of February, 09.
That would put him at 42. Okay, yeah. Neonatal care unit. Baby hospital.
He was found as a newborn in a leaf compactor near an abandoned farm. He spent 4 months in the neonatal unit, survived apparently, and was assigned to a foster family at 2.
According to Klasia, Lele said his real name wasn't really his. Perhaps that's because he was fostered.
This is what the ICP knows about him. He was raised by foster parents, entered the East Brand Military Academy in Vredefort at 17, then served in the Oranese forces till he
Alright,
was
Carol, if you've already left,
41,
thanks for hanging out. Sorry I missed that for a couple minutes. Enjoy your sleep.
Then Then the armor followed him to Seminine, or at least I assume it did. And that's it. There are no records of his employment in Crenel, or any of its other incarnations, or him even entering Ravashon.
We just found a leaf compactor, any information on his foster parents. That's all we have to connect him to Cornell is the armor. Well, we have his name and service record, now move on.
It's a garden tool used to press leaves into these cubes. It's a detail the hospital had, the only detail in these files. So I thought it would be good for you to know.
It is. Thank you, Alice.
It's interesting, at least.
None, officer. Sorry.
Yeah, not your fault. So we have to connect them to... Yep.
Even that is a small miracle. These organizations usually double-check their inventory. Thank you, Alice. Great work.
No problem, Lieutenant.
Well, we have... Okay.
A name. This is very good. Elise Cortenard.
He says to himself.
Sometimes police work is about human dignity, about giving back names to anonymous victims.
I'm glad the inquiry was helpful to your investigation, officer. Did you have any other questions? It will take just a moment, officer.
I'm going to talk to my doctor again. I don't think I've done this before. Let's
Her
find
voices fade out into the familiar radio.
See if he has anything more to say.
Gottlieb, what you get yourself into this time?
Hey, look, more options. How'd you know it was me? Or the question is long, followed by the sound of someone taking a long drag.
I didn't, but now I do. How's the drinking going?
I'm trying really, really hard not to. It's going great. I feel like it's really helping me with this case. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Great. Have a medal. I have an autopsy to attend to. An autopsy of one Chester McLean who died of fish poisoning.
Fucking, I'm not dead. It just hurts, okay?
Oh, this is a way to get more dialogue from these goobers. All right. Doc, someone broke my heart.
Look, pal, getting pumped and dumped is not a disease. People live through it all the time. You should be happy for her.
Do you know who this person was? Have I told you?
You must have me confused for a close personal friend. I am not. I am a medical professional with a constant idiot emergency on my hands.
One needs tending to right now, he thinks, looking around the room. God, these apes. You hear someone whine in the background. My eye, Doc, my eye.
It's your own fault you glued it shut, dummy. Been bad and I want someone to abuse me. Wait, I've been bad and I want someone to abuse...
Oh, it's you. I know a woman skilled at that sort of thing over in Jamrock, but I wouldn't want to inflict you upon her. Best of luck, detective.
Phone click, suddenly hear that...
Anything else I can help you with, officer?
Nope, I'm done.
57th, over and out.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers, a radio on a hook, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge. The white suede feels luxurious under the touch, and the metal clutch handle so very familiar in your palm. Your fingers waste no time closing around the handle. Clutch disengaged. Release the handle. Clutch drops. Right foot yearns for the familiar touch of the accelerator pedal. You have synced with the machine's mechanical
Oh, am I going to get torque? Hold on. Do I know how to operate this machine?
You feel an uninterrupted connection to the mechanics.
Wait, does it mean I know how to pilot it?
After a while, you realize silence is your only answer. Do what you will with it. Of course it's only in your head. Of course it is. But it almost feels as if the clutch handle is gently squeezing back.
How are you, my friend?
The smell of freshly treated leather. The lack of dirt and dust on the dashboard. And a neat little brush in the cup holder. All seem to be whispering. I'm good, cherished and cared for, in the hands of a tending owner.
Where have you been?
At the bottom of the sea.
Oh no! What?
So strange. The machine is not on the bottom of the sea at all. It's right in front of you, well kept. Why did it say that? A dark feeling. This is going wrong. Let go of the clutch.
Okay.
The handle is pulled back. Somewhere deep inside the drivetrain, the disc is mated to the flywheel again. In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers. As you tap on the gate...
No. That's enough fun with the foldable headlights. I know there...
Okay, so I could probably get that volition check now that I'm thinking about it. I had 17 with 3, so I could probably get it up to like 25-ish. With the stuff I currently have. I could take some speed and some Pyrrolidon and get it probably a lot higher. Yellow roses in the window. Those aren't the flowers that were left for Classier. Alright.
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, 1 bottle equals 10 cents. Your bottles clunk into the machine, and the money appears with a satisfying jingle. You're a richer man now.
How much does this cost?
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo.
Welcome to Frit. Feel free to look around or something. Everything is out on the shelves.
What's that magazine she's reading?
Before we go on, what is this Fritta? Wait, have I not talked to her before? No, I totally have talked to her.
You mean this?
She looks at the cover boasting a colorful photo of 2 girls kissing.
This is Pop Stars. It's got, like, famous people in it. It's not for sale.
Looks like it also has something called Police de la Mode, featured on page 34. This speaks to you.
Ooh, hold on. Stupid famous people. I approve of this. Very futuristic. Tap on the girls kissing. Forget about all that. What's this fashion police feature? Point of the cover. Not even interested in that magazine. I don't know why I asked about it.
It's where they rate different outfits famous people wear. It's kind of funny. They're kind of mean. It's about who's the most stylish.
Who's the numero uno guy in there right now? Does it look like this? Point at yourself. Bet your hat would take the prize. Who's the most stylish in there? Can't be anyone from here.
Her
lazy eyes scan up and down your body, assessing the situation.
No, I don't think so.
Rip.
We are not the fashion police. We're the real police.
You can be both, Kim. Don't limit yourself.
I don't know. Frit?
And what is Fritta? Why is it written with 3 T's?
A 7 to 11 grocery store. I think they think that the extra T makes it funkier. It doesn't.
The story goes that normal Fritta, with 2 T's, a men's workwear shop in Vredefort, was already taken. So when Fritta Retail Inc. grew into a multinational corporation, they had to add an extra letter to avoid trademark infringement.
Nice.
Okay. I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone, but...
She puts down the magazine. I'm surprised I haven't talked to her yet. Alright, does Fritta have a warehouse in the back of the Whirling in Rags?
A warehouse? I don't know. Maybe. I don't really care what Frit does.
Come on, give me something to work with here. This is important.
She looks up from under her brow.
Fine. Frit doesn't have a warehouse. Just a little back room here. Okay?
Okay. She turns back to her magazine without waiting for you to respond. Can you tell me anything about the dead body?
I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there, but I haven't seen it, so...
Did you know the man who died?
Not really.
Not really. Does it mean that you knew him a little?
No. I didn't know him at all.
How long has it been there?
I don't know, really long.
What do you think happened?
I don't know.
No need to worry. It's just standard procedure for us to ask around. If you hear anything, let us know, okay?
Okay.
Thank you for your help. Bye.
A colorful display of cigarettes and alcohol bottles line the shop wall, inviting you closer.
Again, I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health.
I kind of like to get the Pale Age vodka, but it's too expensive. I'm not rolling in the dough like I was last time. I don't have the ultra-liberal buff right now. What are we gonna do right now? Okay, so what we kind of did so far tonight? We basically talked to Titus Hardy. We talked to Classier. They both have pretty beefy checks that we need to pass in order to move their things forward. I feel like I want to do some more stuff before getting to that. So I'm going to go to the other side of the map here. Actually, let's look at the map and discuss. So yeah, kind of over to... Oh, I can fast travel. Let's do that. Anyway, kind of going over to this area and exploring around here. We can get... I don't know if I want to start the church yet. That's kind of like big. But it's also kind of next in line for places to go to. So yeah, maybe we'll go up there, question mark. Can also check out like down here somewhere. So let's start with this. And by with this, I mean this.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope, a 12 to 40 month construction period, and the zoning plan in the addendum.
Can I increase interfacing? No. I mean, yes, I can. I can do it with methamphetamine. But, not sure I want to do that right now.
An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see the reflection of your face in it, adorned with the expression.
Huh. Okay, let's try it.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope, a 12 to 40 month construction period, and the zoning plan in the addendum. With a confident flourish, you complete your forgery. What do you see on the signature line?
Wait, I actually didn't want to do that. Hold on. $20.45. Oh my god, that was a long time ago. Shit. Well, I guess we're locked into betraying Isabel and Lillian.
Indeed, they look distinctly different and very convincing. These might as well be their actual signatures, but they're not. And the document will be nullified if they dispute it.
Oh, never mind, we're good.
Everard will have to start over. All you need to do now is mail the signatures to Everard's accountant in La Delta. There was a mail delivery box in the plaza, near the corner of the bookstore.
Alright guys, with that, I'm going to go ahead and take a quick break here, go to the bathroom, refill water, all that kind of stuff. So I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Stay tuned. Alright, thanks for waiting, everybody. Let's get back to it. Alright. Alright. Sorry. So, I guess just as a side note here, Twitch recently changed its VOD retention policy. I'll put a note in this in Discord as soon as I know that this is going to actually work. But basically, I'm kind of in the process of migrating some stuff over from Twitch to YouTube. I do have a YouTube channel, such as it is. So, thinking in the coming days, hopefully you'll start seeing some of the VODs show up over there. Yeah. I've had problems with YouTube in the past, though. So, like, getting my videos to, like, stay on. So, we'll see what ends up happening out of this. Yeah. Kind of wish that they let us just keep them on Twitch, but whatever. I'll be inconvenienced, it's fine. Yo, what's that thing that I can talk to, apparently? You got a primer for small kids, hell yeah.
A drop in temperature, an easy flow there. An empty street. Before you, a thoroughfare unjammed with lorries. No more drivers smoking on hitch steps. Just silence.
What does the smoke smell like?
Chemically sweetened. Across the road, a forgotten bus stop. Corrosion has opened a hole in its roof. An elm tree watches over the building. Its branches are dripping with rain and snow. The road is smooth and motley. Craters filled with a black asphalt. The asphalt, first laid, is grey already. A row of tenements are under construction in the distance.
Are there people who live across the road? What about the bus stop? No,
a tub warm with water, white with soap. A man bathes while radio waves transmit the lottery numbers. 4, 18, 21, 4, 1. A modern washing machine rattles a drawer full of silverware. His boyfriend is on his way home. He brings tins of meat and vegetables with him. Their pockets are heavier with money, but only slightly. Number 312D. Young girls used to come here, huddled up, hoping for more warmth than their thin coats give them. The bus took them to school. It has not run for 8 years. There were not enough girls to sustain its cost.
What about the road?
Craters pocked the surface. Children played in them until heavy trucks full of black pitch rolled in. The landowners have filled the craters with money. It is a vital artery of the flow of trade. There's one bump on the road. A dead dog lies flat about 200 paces away, right at the turn.
A dead dog?
Tragedy comes from the wheels of a fast RCM vehicle, hurrying to work. The cold washes over you. The sound of the sea has grown distant.
That's enough.
The wind moves the aerosol.
Harry killed the dog.
A detective stands behind the boom barrier. A breeze moves a curl of his hair.
Little black swallow circles above you. You hear it chirp. That's right, you can't go this way up there. Ah, fine. I'm not deliberately avoiding the church. You're deliberately avoiding the church. Water runs from the west. The source is upstream. A broken pipe? Rusty letters read Mazut. Money! Oh, he's already here. Alright.
Winter, slow to let go of Rivershore. Flecks some more wet snow from above.
Look around you.
The snow falls lazily, making the beach sand paler still, mixing with the rust-colored sewage runoff. And to think, it seemed as though it were already spring.
How does it feel?
You're warm in your hat and your coat. Like a
My
well-equipped
froggy
explorer,
visor.
you comfortably survey the white landscape.
In the west?
More winding coastlines lined with abandoned buildings, crumbling piers, salt water lapping at their dark piles, grey and red forgotten city blocks, what remains of the pre-revolutionary effort to gentrify the coast.
And beyond that?
The waters turn black, coal city in the shadow of San Martin, a boom town. Back when coal extracted from countless shafts near the city was needed to power Revachol. No more. The coal was supplanted by petroleum from the ocean floor and hydropower from the Esperance. Everything crumbled. These days, only the weakest remain in Coal City. Their hopes of getting rich linger in the defunct shafts under their feet.
What is there?
Below the old mines, l'Océan Municipal, Revachol's underground cemetery. Le Petit Rat braved the underground passageways, trying to get to Le Royaume.
Le Royaume.
Where the Philippian kings were interred, with their doctors and their admirals. Mausoleums, burial chambers, leaf gold still remains on the double door of the morning.
Le Petit Rat.
Children under 14, they go underground looking for artifacts to sell to foreign museums. And for fabled relics, their parents let them. They go deeper.
Deeper.
After rubies, melchiorite, lapis lazuli, plundered from Safle and Seol during the time of the suzerain. In the burial chambers of the kings, Grand old Philip, Guillaume II, and even in the mausoleum of Philip the Opulent. 2 kilometers underground, in a winding shaft along whose walls mirrors have been placed, so that daylight may eternally fall upon the richest of all the kings. The mausoleum contains untold quantities of gold, and that special, purest of the pure magenta cocaine, favored by Revacholian royalty.
Wipe the snow from your shoulder.
Petit Rat return from the shafts. Even fewer find what they're looking for. A small child steps out of the black tunnel with silver trinkets in her pockets. All around her, white snow on the extinguished coke furnaces and on the weather-worn shacks where fathers beat their sons after drinking. The snow melts on your fingers, turning to water.
What's in the east?
The canal you crossed to get here and beyond it. Martinez proper, the district the police forgot to police. There is laughter, lights, attempts at entrepreneurial activity, cynicism. Someone is scraping snow off their windshield at the roundabout, in the midst of which a statue of Philip III serves as a destination for grade school field trips and a fine perch for winter birds.
That's all?
Like all monuments, it's also a warning. 6-story ruins on the south side of the roundabout cast a long shadow over the profligate king.
And further.
A fenced-off yard. There's a truck belonging to a logistics company parked next to the gate. Bright light from a building behind the fence reflects off its hood.
What's in the north?
The abandoned church, one of 2 remaining stave churches, which were collectively called Les Sept Sœurs. The other 6 sisters were destroyed during the revolution.
And further north?
A serpentine strip of land weaving its way into the Martinez Inlet. Unfortunates on the run from the law, from themselves, sometimes hide out on nearby islets. Little dots in the ocean that are occasionally submerged when the tide is high and the weather foul.
And on the islets?
The remains of a camp on a jagged piece of rock, a tent, old dishes and cutlery, long since abandoned. A hermit crab scuttles among the debris, looking for a new shell. Further out, the lights burn bright on Resurrection, way beyond Martinez, a popular spa destination for ample-bodied Ozon kids with equally ample pockets.
And on the other side of the island.
Then there's Ozon, but the snow falls too thick. You cannot see that far.
Before that, before the curtains are drawn.
The Bay of Revachol. Vastness, great depth. Over 1,200 meters at its deepest. Water, air brinier than here. It is crisscrossed by huge cargo ships bearing company logos. Wild Pines, Zam, Morian. And at the farthest reaches of the Bay of Revachol, the shadow of the Coalition warship, Archer, on perpetual patrol duty, ready to unleash artillery fire if you were to rise up against the market. You shudder.
What's in the south?
The raised motorway, 881, separating Martinez from Jamrock. Vehicles whoosh past one another day and night, while those who reside in the labyrinthine alleyways beneath the motorway attempt to carry on with their lives in the snow and the slush. And south of the 881 is the Pox.
The Pox
was once a park, a place for reflection and recuperation for the patients of the old military hospital. In the 20s, it was used as a quarantine center during a measles outbreak that killed many children. Most everyone has avoided the hospital and surrounding park ever since. The Pox is completely wild now. Evergreen thickets covered in snow and industrial dust. Feral dogs and even wolves roaming in packs. The police try to keep the deepest corners cordoned off.
But still,
heavy drug users do slip through and hole up in the old military hospital, hoping to find something to get high on among the hastily abandoned supplies, or just to overdose in peace.
Further south,
a line of motor garages with armored carapaces hunched in the cold. A mechanic is hard at work, patching up bullet holes in the side of a Capri 40. These are the garages of Precinct 41. Snow settles on the roof of the repurposed silk mill. It serves as your station. Shivering RCM personnel hurry in and out of the main entrance. Around you, the snow continues to fall. To the west, the ocean swells.
No, it's home. I want more.
The stairs descend to central Jamrock. A man named Cooklove has a snow-covered stall there in the market across the bridge. He sells kebab infested with fly larvae to your colleagues who believe eating it will make them immune to food poisoning. Snow falls on the utility district, the library, the florist, the Sarah Mauritian restaurant that offers homemade wine, and also on the brothels and drug dens, and the chop shops of the Zemlyaki.
6:25. Wow, not even an hour yet. All right.
All of this built around a lake that formed in a meteorite strike. At the center of this lake, there is a little ship. There are lights at the bottom of its hull. They are lights directed toward the seafloor, looking for something, like whiskers.
For what?
A chill comes over you, crawling down your back. The sand under your feet is wet. Somewhere in the south, tarpaulin flap in the wind.
What's above?
More Coalition aerostatics. Occasionally, lights flash as they maneuver through the falling snow. One large airship carries crates in its belly.
What's below me?
Layer upon layer of sand, poisoned with industrial runoff. The storm drainage, hidden bunkers. Rats scuttle.
Tell you the secret of the sands, Win.
Someone stuffed a big old polar anorak into a concrete pipe under the boardwalk. It would keep you warm. You would probably never happen across it. But who knows?
Stomp your feet for warmth brushing off the snow.
We should keep moving. Who knows when the snow will let up.
The rich hire of a motor carriage adorns these reeds. Beams are splintered. The bridge didn't collapse on its own. Artillery broke it. It was right there then. No boat in the house today. Section of the coast hasn't been used in decades. Got Oversized superstar sunglasses, hell yeah. And magnesium. Boathouse is shoddily constructed. A strong breeze might blow it over. Does that give me superstar points? It does not. Savoir faire and minus visual calculus, alright. Money. Ancient paint is peeling off the roof of this shaded bench covered in rust. Old ticket taker booth no longer in operation. Sign says Entrée Interdite. Tear. Tear. Oh, never mind. Potent Pilsner. Money. Door's not only barred shut, but it's inaccessible. Fallen people. People. It's a physical instrument. Logic, of course it is. Wait, did I not look in the box? Talk to this wall. I don't know that I have the visual calculus for this. I'm probably gonna have to back out and try again. Oop. People paid money to park here. No one would pay now.
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
Okay, so we had bullet holes in the plaza, bullet holes in the backyard. Know about the revolution. Maybe we can get this. I'll need to re-equip some stuff, but yeah. Look, Kim, even more bullet holes. Something definitely gone down here.
Correct. The density of the bullet holes is unusual. Even in a general average bullet hole frequency in Martinez's sense. Grim affairs. Meaning, this is a lot of bullet holes. Looks like fully automatic rifle fire. Something you don't see these days.
Why not?
The manufacturing and sale of automatic rifles was curtailed after the revolution. The destructive power of such tools proved to be too much. We do need to retain some humanity in this world.
Okay. Let's find some visual calculus in here, shall we? I know that I have some glasses that increase it. And that's it. Nope, never mind. Boop.
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other. A row of ghostly shades stand facing the wall. There are many of them, a dozen at least, their heads lowered and eyes blindfolded. It's quiet, no sound, no movement. 10 meters away, other shades are lined up in an orderly manner, automatic rifles primed. A gust of wind blows by. The coats of the firing squad flap slowly in the breeze. A single person stands on the side. A long time has passed since the moment of this fusillading. Rain and brine have since washed all the blood away. Not a trace remains.
What is this?
The abundance of bullet holes leads to two options. Either an inordinate amount of executions were performed here, or they did not use a conscience round, where only one soldier has the loaded rifle. Looks like this was a mass execution with everyone fully armed.
Look at the people standing against the wall, look at the line of soldiers, look at the person standing to the side. Kim, who is in this execution? Alright.
A host of men, probably in everyday clothes, ragged from the conflict and covered in dust. They were not sitting, a common practice for executions in some nations. as demonstrated by the height level of the bullet holes. They stand, facing the wall. It's impossible to discern any details about their personality or background. Ordinary people, familiar, each and every one of them.
Who were they? How is this... Okay, 11.
Collateral damage on the path toward normalcy and progress. Such is your belief, officer. Maybe you should change it. They were praying, screaming.
Look at the line of soldiers.
7 men in combat uniforms and dark coats, holding automatic rifles aimed at the people. Soldiers from some side, but from which one?
The person standing on the side.
The commandant, the one who gives the order. Machine gun fire crackling through the air. The lights of the muzzle flashes dancing on his face.
Who was in this execution?
I don't know. I don't know who died here, lined up beside that horrible wall. It could have been any of the parties involved in the revolution. Perhaps the ones executed here were the loyalist conservatives, killed by the communists at the start of the Civil War. Or it could have been the communists, put to death during the last stretch of the conflict by the coalition forces. It could even have been the employees of the failed R&D center down the coast, as their building was taken over by the revolutionaries.
Or maybe...
Mentioned coalition forces. Could it have been against them against the wall?
Yeah. It's very unlikely the coalition forces were the ones who died here. They were always the last ones against the wall. To be honest, if a coalition member was anyone in this situation, it was the commandant, the superior giving the orders.
Goodbye.
A cold sea wind blows away the figures.
How much time do I have on this stuff? 32 minutes. What's this code give? Spirit core visual calculus. I want shivers. Give me shivers. And glasses. I'll take those off as well. Just thinking, do we want to deal with the cryptozoologists right now, or do we want to deal with Trant? Do we want to deal with the guys at the church? I think I'm going to skip all that and talk to this buoy instead. Yeah, buoy.
That patch of reeds over there, it's a great place to hide something. Kind of out of the way, being so close to the water.
Wait, I can't see anything interesting. What's this about?
Nothing. Just a hunch. The hunch passes, leaving you there, by the old boy bobbing in the water. Time to go.
This will help with Classia's stuff, actually. The buoy bobs in the water. The number on it says 11. Oh, I have to get the information from Classia first. Damn it. Shit. These heavy military blockades are riddled with bullet holes crumbling. Alright, we're gonna get our jamais vu points and 10 real cents. Tiny cages carefully constructed. These soggy logs smell of ignition fluid. They still won't light up. It's almost impossible to get a fire going this near to the ocean. Okay, let's talk to Moral.
Here we go. Nice and easy. No way out, little guys. Not out of this jam.
There's a cylinder on the ground in which the man is arranging some netting. It looks like some kind of trap. He notices you.
Who's there? Oh, the police. Hello, officers.
His self-conscious enthusiasm renders his movements ungainly. He looks like your understanding of a scientist.
Is that the police? Why are the police here?
Don't worry, Gary. I'll handle it.
Who must be Moral, the cryptozoologist?
To what do I owe the pleasure?
Lena sent me. She's been really worried about you and is waiting for you to get back.
Of course. Thank you for passing along the message. That damn waterlock is broken. and we can't go all the way around the 881.
I have a lot of points. I should probably spend some. What should I spend on? I'll spend it on conceptualization and... Also, I'm going to drop one more into encyclopedia. And reaction speed. Yeah, that was me. I broke the water lock with my motor carriage, but it's fixed now. You can go back. Withhold the whole story? No, never. Oop. Ah.
You broke the water lock with a motor carriage. There was a billboard in the canal. Not a vehicle. It said Samaran Butter.
No, see, I jumped over the canal on my motor carriage, tearing through the Samaran Butter sign, which fell into the canal, blocking the gates. Used the pawn shop as a launch ramp. I guess you're right, it was really the sign's fault. Anyway, you can go back now.
Why?
He spreads his arm in disbelief. Because I needed to drive into the ocean. Because I'm insane. It was an experiment to gauge the Kupri 40's aerial performance. I'm something of a gentleman scientist. I'm sorry, I don't know.
Insane.
Insane in the brain.
Okay, good. But you said the water lock is fixed now. So we can go back.
Not even a boring cop point, whatever, man.
Did he say we can go back now?
Yes, Gary. We can go soon. If you see Lena, tell her I won't be long.
Sir, your wife is waiting for you.
I just have to do one more round. See if the phasmid has taken the bait. Then we're going.
He refastens a bit of netting that has come loose in the wind.
His hands are large and weather-worn, but also used to delicate, precise work.
Cool, we actually got an interfacing. Challenging check. I guess it's 6 right now, so fair enough.
For all his passion, this man is diligent and patient. You could learn things from him.
Well, what's going on with hand-eye coordination? Motor space skill. Oh, meth. That's what's going on there. Tell me about this phasmid you're looking for. Tell me about these traps. Lena seems pretty eager for you to return. How'd you become a cryptozoologist?
Well, first of all, it's damn difficult to find, which is why we've been knee-deep in the reeds laying traps for it.
What makes it so difficult to find? How big is a phasmid? Why are you so interested in the stick bug? It doesn't seem as colorful as some of the other cryptids I've heard about.
Good question. Being a phasmid of the order Phantasmodea, a ghost insect, it disguises itself as plant matter. In this case, the reeds. Awful lot of reeds around, aren't there? And I suspect it may have also developed other specialized techniques to protect itself from predators or scientists in our present case.
What sorts of specialized techniques is a phasmid using to hide itself?
It's my hypothesis that it has evolved certain electrochemical defenses that allow it to interfere with animal perception, impeding pattern recognition, confusing the visual cortex. But I cannot describe how these defenses work, much less how they evolve, without studying a live specimen.
Yes, it makes perfect sense. You're beginning to suspect there's something paranatural about this phasmid.
How big is it?
I'm expecting it to be quite giant. One known species of phasmid, called the Megaphasmodea zoensis, is about the size of a grown man's forearm. So,
He leaves the conclusion up to you.
Seems puny, to be honest.
It does. No way it's that small. Why are you so interested in the stick bug?
Typical rookie assumption. Insects are much more sophisticated creatures than those unversed in zoology give them credit for. Even simply catching a glimpse of the Insulindian phasmid would be the apex of of any cryptozoologist's career. But to study it and its defenses, find out how it stayed hidden so long.
He shakes his head. What have you discovered about it so far?
Very little, I'm sorry to say. No one's ever captured a specimen, so all our information is based on first and third-hand accounts.
So no one's ever found one?
Not yet. That's what makes it a cryptid.
Just out of curiosity, if there's no proof of its existence, how do you know it's real?
I know it's real.
Cryptozoologist says, brusquely. Enough that even he seems taken aback by
which
it.
I mean, I've heard enough first-hand accounts to believe quite firmly that the Insulindian phasmid is more than mere superstition.
Lena says there's been a sighting of it here in Martinez. Maybe the Insulindian phasmid has died out.
Yes, the most recent sighting was by a couple of teenagers along the coast here. That's what brought us to Martinez specifically. It's the first credible
It'd be kind of cool if you
sighting in
encountered the
several
teenagers who saw it.
Admittedly, it's an unusual location for this species, but with all the sewage runoff upstream, it probably doesn't matter much anymore. I have to resist the thought. Such an extraordinary creature is doubtlessly highly resilient. After all, it's generally thought to be capable of parthenogenesis.
He means asexual reproduction.
Hey.
The females of the species don't need to mate to produce viable eggs. This makes it easier for a species with a small population to survive.
Thanks, Encyclopedia. We're starting to get... I like having Encyclopedia level just because you get all this like random lore dumped all over the place. And explanations of science. That's pretty clever. A male is the deficient life form. The world would be better off if women didn't need men to reproduce. Females producing without males, a travesty, a crime against passion and common sense. This arouses no special feelings in me. Is this a political thing?
Nature does not
No,
concern
I went feminist
herself
there.
with ethical propositions. As a scientist, my interest is strictly dispassionate.
There's nothing dispassionate about the way he talks about the insect.
Tell me about the phasmid. Oh, wait, I already did that. Tell me more about these traps.
Well, they may not look impressive, but Lena designed them quite cleverly, so I'm sure they'll do the trick.
Lena designed the traps. How do the traps work? What are you using as bait? Let me ask something else.
Yes.
He says with some pride. How do the traps work?
Simple. Attracted by the locusts, the phasmid crawls down the funnel and, having eaten its fill, can't get back out. At least, that's the intention. The net isn't a perfect solution, but we didn't want to use anything that might damage the specimen's delicate exoskeleton.
What are you using as bait?
Locusts. Nearly all known phasmids are herbivores, of course. But we've hypothesized that the Insulindian phasmid might occasionally prey on other insects.
Inside the traps, a number of locusts crawl and tumble over one another in a tiny, chittering swarm.
What do you do if the traps don't work?
They'll work, I assure you. The predatory hypothesis, using locusts as bait, accounts for the failure of previous efforts by other teams, which use plants. We have given this some thought.
The traps do seem to be deftly and thoughtfully constructed. It's clear the cryptozoologist's wife knows what she's doing.
Let me ask you about something else.
Yes. What?
How did you become a cryptozoologist?
I've just always liked animals and puzzles. Searching for cryptids is a bit of both.
He seems reluctant to talk about himself, but he'll open up, if you prod a little.
So you're living a childhood dream out here. Why not just become a zoologist? Real animals are puzzling too. Have you ever discovered a cryptid? Thanks for explaining that. Now on to something else.
It's not child's play. Just because I have to traipse through the mud every so often.
His eyes narrow. Oh no, I've offended him.
Real.
Oops.
I know you think one is a respectable profession, while the other is superstition. Everyone does.
I don't. It's a profession just like any other. Honestly, being a cryptozoologist trumps most of the garbage I've seen people do. Cryptozoology does seem like a lot of wishful thinking.
Indeed. My methods do not differ from other scientists. I simply draw upon a wider variety of evidence. And I have more hope that something truly surprising might happen.
Your nerve endings tell you there is no such thing as a positive surprise.
Life's surprises are mostly miserable. Yay! Has anything truly surprising ever happened to you?
Agreed. Yet there is always a chance, albeit a small one, of a truly good surprise. One simply needs to look at the history of science. Serendipities abound. No, as I said, I have yet to catch a cryptid, although I have come close. Close enough to keep trying.
Oh, the dialogue was different than the text. All right.
Interesting. Something for later, this close call.
What kinds of evidence do you use?
Everything from forgotten regional lore to newspaper accounts, like the one that brought us here, to look for the phasmid. I keep a very open mind.
He's interested in things that people believe that scientists don't.
I think other scientists don't listen to ordinary people enough.
Most establishment scientists only care about reputation and remuneration, not real research, and certainly not the truth. They're a cowardly lot, and both the field and basement archives can be dangerous places. No, very few cryptids are ever discovered, and not for a lack of trying. To stay hidden is a cryptid's primary quality. It's even in the name, cryptid.
So how many cryptids have you found?
Of the list of cryptids kept by the Cryptozoological Society of Chemnee, which is 4,082 items long, about 2,000 have been confirmed as hoaxes. 2 are categorized as confirmed discoveries. The rest are in differing stages of discovery, refutation, and data collection.
Only 2 have been proven to be real?
Yes. The Chateau Quan forest pygmy, who turned out to be an extinct species of primate, and a cave salamander from Yugograd, who is, honestly, quite unremarkable. It's in a zoo somewhere. We cryptozoologists are brutally honest with ourselves, more so even than the public. With cryptids, most cryptids are hoaxes or they are never found. That does not mean we should stop searching.
Not approvingly, then the Insulindian phasmid will be the third. 2 out of 4,000 is not even 1%. I don't even know what to say. That's a small number of discoveries.
Indeed. If our expedition is successful, every paper in the world will report on it. From Revachol to Dushantu. It will be a zoological miracle.
The hair on your arms stand up. Electricity. Sounds like reeds hissing.
Thanks for explaining that. Now on to something else.
Yes.
Let's talk about some specific cryptids.
All right. What cryptids precisely?
That's why I was like, oh, my drugs are
usually
going to wear
discuss
off.
these
Because,
things
yeah,
with specialists.
he likes talking about cryptids.
So I don't know what.
We would have to discuss. He wants to say, but decides against it. You need to ask him about specific cryptids. Cryptids you've heard about from Lena, or his friend Gary. He won't just talk.
Okay, so which of the cryptids did you almost catch? I know all about the green ape. Look, I even know the green ape pen. I know about the most dangerous cryptid, the Nomogeroma. I know about the biggest cryptid, the giant of Kokonur. I know about Cryobacter catlensis. Just tell me about a cool cryptid, any cryptid. Enough tales, let's change the subject.
A willow person. It's a long story. One non-specialists would find rather dull.
Willow people? Not at all.
What are willow
They're
people?
not people, really. Some argue they aren't really animals, as they seem to have evolved
Like
directly
dryads
from
or something.
trees.
He says it in a self-explanatory, everyday manner.
They're very, very thin, almost flat in fact, and can camouflage themselves easily, wrapping themselves around trees and blending in with the tree bark. In that way, they're not too dissimilar from the phasmid we're looking for here.
Wait, so I may have seen these willow people without knowing it?
You probably have.
Oh, how'd you almost catch a willow person?
Gary and I painted an entire grove's worth of trees in slow-drying paint. It was a bright lavender colour. I was hoping one of the willow people would get paint on it and not be able to camouflage itself. After waiting in hiding for hours, I saw a figure slip from one of the trees, a lavender shadow, dashing through the grove.
And then?
I chased it with a net. Not very elegant. You can't be elegant in the field. And, well, it was faster than me.
A lavender shadow.
Kim, don't be rude, he smirks.
I know you think we were snacking on funny mushrooms. It's easier to mock someone than to admit that the world might be more interesting than you've imagined. Furthermore, I'm not saying it was a confirmed sighting. I'm painfully aware of what goes into verifying such things. There is a serious possibility that I saw a squirrel or a trick of the light. I am my own harshest critic. I see you've been talking about cryptids with Lena. The kind green ape is one of her favourites.
A warm wave passes him. Of course, the kind green ape is her favorite, he thinks.
We travelled to South Safra to look for it once.
Oh,
Gary
my
and
drugs
I
wore
got
off.
stuck in a rainstorm, though, and had to spend most of our time there in a little village. The search was fabulously unsuccessful, but the people were very nice. I'm glad they didn't understand what Gary was saying about them.
Yeah.
What? South Safra? They're just on a different rung of the ladder, Morale. I had no problem with them.
He doesn't even realize what he's saying.
Really? You kept complaining about how dirty everything is, but we digress.
They're a nascent culture. I just didn't feel comfortable. And let's change the topic, okay? Talk about your critters. Or whatever.
Oh, I should probably talk to Gary and get the chess piece. Anyway, the critters, they're cryptids. Why does he hire Gary? Anyway.
Formerly the most dangerous, yes. But do you know the most dangerous living cryptid?
Living? No. I can try to guess.
The most dangerous cryptid is a carnivorous ruminant, known colloquially as the dread moose.
The dread moose? Get out of here.
No, but we're not get. Anyway, the dread moose is a widely reported cryptid from Arda. It subsists entirely on flesh, and has even been known to dig up fresh graves in search of sustenance.
Does it also attack people? What does it look like?
Human remains have been found deep in the forest, torn apart, then trampled into the mulch by large hooves. Infer from that what you will. Just like an ordinary Arden moose.
And how can you tell if it's the ordinary or the dread kind?
You can't. That's what makes it so dreadful and hard to identify.
I'm not completely sure about the dread moose. I'm 100% behind the dread moose. I utterly believe it exists. Thanks, Kim.
The bodies found in the forest are just one piece of physical evidence. There's more. Sightings in Vasa, reaching back 4 centuries. But, of course, nothing satiates the skepticism of.
A detective. Pardon me, I did not wish to seek conflict. It's simply my training to question things.
Understood, Lieutenant.
The man tips his hat slightly, then looks to you. I know the biggest cryptid, the giant of Kokonur.
That's impressive, I guess. But have you seen it with your own eyes?
No.
Of course you haven't.
He seems satisfied. Have you seen it?
I haven't had a chance to travel to Coco Nor. No. And I likely never will. The Samaskill desert region has been embroiled in a small civil war for the last 8 years. I fear this mindless barbarism may have wiped out the elusive creature entirely. Sightings of towering luminosities have grown rare recently, while they once used to be constants.
It remains unclear what this has got to do with you seeing it, as he was inquiring before. He was just being defensive.
Yep. I know about cryobacteric lenses.
Everyone knows about that one, thanks to Professor Mijanu being the talk of the town for a time.
He coughs in his fist.
Although, probably because her life ended as a result of her work in Gutler, no one remembers her contributions to the search for the Nongok.
New critter.
A flightless cursor owl found in the Seminine Isles. Its long legs permit the Nongok to run faster than any other avian, perhaps any other animal, who knows. When it's not hunting its prey in this manner, the Ock hangs from tree branches, like a bat, waiting to dive on hapless prey below on the jungle floor. Mijanu liked extreme animals, you see. One of the few figures of the academic establishment I respect. Really a shame she disappeared.
When did she disappear?
Oh, decades ago. In the 30s. I didn't know her personally, of course. The chasm of academic pretension still stood before us, even though she had unusual courage for someone from the other side.
Tell me about a cool cryptid, any cryptid.
No offense, officer, but I'm not much of a pedagogue. I don't know what I would have done if Lena hadn't persuaded me to go back to field research. You should ask her if you want interesting stories. Me? I'm not a people person, unless you haven't noticed. And I don't make a good lecturer. My strength lies in field work and persistence.
He brushes an errant strand of hair from his eye. Enough tales then, let's change the subject.
By all means.
He coughs and wipes his mouth. Oh. Lena seems pretty eager for you to return.
And I'm eager to return to her, I assure you. But I can't leave before we finish with these traps. My wife understands that just as well as anyone.
Look south, where Lena should be.
Come on, Morale. We've been soaking out here for days. It's time to go back.
And leave the traps? Absolutely not. I won't let Lena down.
Come on, she wants us back. I'm soaked up to my nuts over here. We'll both catch reed crabs if we don't dry out soon.
Won't let Lena down? Sounds like the cryptozoologist's wife shares a special connection to the Phasmid somehow.
I didn't know the Phasmid was so important to Lena.
Of course it's important to her. She's seen it. A verified sighting, on record. One of only 4 this century, and it's hers.
Really? She's sighted the Phasmid? She didn't tell me that.
Yes. That's how we first came to know one another, in fact. But that's her story to tell, not mine.
He coughs and continues.
Needless to say, you must ask her about the mysterious Phasmid.
Suffice to say, it's long been our dream to find proof of the Insulindian Phasmid together. I can't abandon course now.
Another cough into his fist this time. Maybe you should go back to the whirling warm-up, come back to check the traps later. Should I just give up on the bug hunt? Okay, I understand. I won't give up on things either.
No, no, no. The traps need to be monitored on a regular schedule. What would we do if the Phasmid were to starve while we were sipping tea at the hostel?
He's dead set on this. I could go for some trap setting.
What if we check the traps for you?
I didn't expect you to take such an interest in our work here, officer.
Cryptozoology and detective work are very similar. Chaos is my method. I am at Scion. I'm all in with its cryptid shit. I'm hooked.
Caught the bug, I see. It's easier to get caught up in the search than you'd imagine.
Where are the traps? What do I do if there's a phasmid in the traps? What if I encounter the phasmid in the wild?
There are 4 in total. One is to the south, on this little peninsula, by the boathouses there. It's very near. Another we set in Land's End, to the northeast. It's behind a small sand dune there, on your way to the old radio tower, after the church. The third is set near the canal, where you crossed, by a concrete slab. A big thicket of reeds going up the slope, and among them...
He gestures to the trap in front of him.
You should check at least one of those before returning to this one, since I just said it. This one's more of a technicality, but still, better safe and stupid than sorry. Bring it to me at once. Just make sure the trap is closed tight.
What if I encounter in the wild?
That's highly unlikely, officer. But in the event you do, I'll spray you with a pheromone mixture I developed.
Oh, yeah.
It's made of musk and research chemicals. The pheromone should attract the insect to you, or at least prevent it from bolting at the sight of you. It's quite potent. Will last you about a week.
Lay it on me. Lay it on me. Thick. Present your armpit. I don't want this. Thank you very much. He douses you with an odd-smelling spray. A double helping as you present your other armpit, then gives you a satisfied nod.
This is the smell of dying reeds, of longing crumbling into the water.
I hope you're not buying this. He dispenses it without letting you touch the canister, so it would be precious like holy water.
It is precious. A single dose cost me 50 real to develop. Not that I expect you to understand self-financing one's own research.
He looks at the lieutenant with disdain, then puts the spray back in his pocket.
Right.
I'm ready, let's do
You
it.
two can pack up and go back to the whirling.
Whatever he thinks about this detour, it's clear that these men are exhausted and in need of assistance.
Finally, someone's talking sense.
Thank you for your help. Gary and I will start breaking down camp. If you have any more questions, now's the time to ask. We'll be gone once you get to it.
Alright, I am going to talk to Gary. He has some things that I want.
Hello, I'm Gary. Very generous of you to help us out, officer. Yellow man. I mean, officer.
Yeah.
The lieutenant raises his eyebrows slightly and takes out his notebook. Yellow man. That sounds awfully familiar. Something to keep in mind for later.
I'm rolling 9s on reaction speed. Got it.
I'm just waiting for my friend Morel to finish up with his insect traps so we can return to civilization.
Not a lover of the great outdoors. I'm more of a city boy too, Leave.
I like nature, just not this bloody coast. It's mostly drunks and degenerates that come here.
Drunks and degenerates, that's my crew. Sadly, I think I might be drunk. Or a degenerate, or maybe even both. Nobody's perfect. I'm sure you've been tempted to drink.
Oh, I've been tempted. But someone has to stay strong for Revocol.
Revocol. His gaze shifts to the pile of soggy logs at his feet.
He pronounces Revocol with a hard K.
Oh.
Unlike other people.
Hold on. You said Revocol?
I like to pronounce it the hard way. The old way. The Vespertine way.
He nods solemnly.
He winks at you, trying to relay some hidden message, inviting you to mispronounce it too, perhaps. It's odd. It's a secret rite. A very fringe nationalist handshake, probably.
You know anything about the man hanged behind the whirling in rags?
Oh, so that's what the RCM in Martinez is about. Great. Great to hear someone's finally taking care of that.
So you do know something about it?
No. Nothing. He was some kind of mercenary. But everyone here knows that. I'm just glad to hear you're looking into it. That's all.
Is this your mug?
My mug? Why would you think that?
You said Yellow Man. That's not something many people go around saying. You seemed as if it were calling to you longingly when you cried Yellow Man. I can see you recognize it. It's in your eyes. Look like the kind of guy who might have a collection of mugs like this in his home. In his colonial mug collection.
How do you mean? Forgive me, officer, but we've only just met.
You're acting kind of suspicious. Did I mention the mug was found at the scene of a lynching?
Okay, I admit it. I threw the mug away in the trash container behind the hostel. I know I shouldn't have, and I am very sorry, officer.
He pauses.
You're not going to find me, are you?
I am. Rip out a fine slip for 20 real. I am. For 100, for 250, the maximum. Now, Gary, I just want information. I think I can squeeze him for 20.
Okay, I deserve that. And I won't do it again. You have my word. I don't know what got into me. Stuffing my garbage in another man's property, I've been having trouble at work lately. The Koikos are price dumping us out of competition.
What did you do, Gary?
Nothing. Just answering some questions. Helping out the law.
How did you get into the trash container? Gary, did you put the clothes of a murder victim, the man who was hanged behind the whirling in rags, in that trash container?
I know a guy who works with the trash collection services, CS Municipal. He gave me a master key for the trash containers of Martinez.
Why'd you need to go get into everyone's trash?
So I can use the Whirling's trash compactor to store my own stuff. Garbage disposal is expensive as hell. The damn Hemians run it like a mob. I'm sorry, okay? I thought I could cut costs. I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have disgraced myself.
Disgraced? No need for the histrionic, sir. It was, after all, just a trash container.
He studies his reaction. Gary doesn't answer.
Gary, did you put the clothes of the murder victim, the man who was hanged? Oh, yeah.
Officer, please. Let me explain. It's not like that.
Do.
I was only cleaning up. I live right across the yard from where he was hanged, and I saw him stripped naked. All the clothes lying around in the yard, smelling. People are animals, you know?
Yes, what happened?
Then I came out to clean up the rags, because no one else would. I put them into the Whirling's trash, along with a broken mug, admittedly.
He changes his mind mid-sentence.
Okay. I was coming to throw the mug away, and, well, I threw the mug there and the clothes too.
Right. It was just civic duty.
The lieutenant remarks drolly.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was. Civic duty.
As he shifts uncomfortably, a series of clicks, like the clinking of glass beads against one another as they roll across a hardwood floor. You've heard this sound before.
Oh, I'm going to need authority for this. What's that strange sound?
What sound?
That clinking I just heard when you moved. Don't mess with me. I think you know what I'm talking about.
Really?
Feigns his arms out this time. In this time, his motions are soundless.
There's lots of weird stuff out here in the reeds, though. Insects, trash. Could be the wind shifting some garbage nearby.
Every day, the wind shifts the reeds and whatever was left in them. Tambourines and condom wrappers, plastic and glass bottles. The smell of decay. The sound you heard was not the sound of something easily abandoned.
Thank you, Perception, for being good. Alright, you wouldn't know anything about the victim's missing armor, would you?
Armor? No. I mean, yes. Of course. I know he was wearing armor, but I don't know anything about it.
Let's move on for now.
I hope I could help
His
your
composure?
investigation in my small way.
Why is he shifting around like that? Analyze Gary's composure. Alright, are you a cryptozoologist too?
No. I help Morel with research sometimes, and I've learned some things along the way. But I don't usually go in for picnics like this on my own.
I'm surprised to see my colleague, Lieutenant Kitsuragi.
Not many Sealites here, or anywhere, other than Sail. I meant no offense, truly.
Do you remember how, when we met Measurehead and I said the next races will be a really good one?
I think so. Sorry, as you know, I've been having problems with my memory lately. Yes.
Well, This is that racist.
The really good racist. Are you, Gary? Are you a racist? I don't know. I like the previous racist better. He's nothing compared to Measurehead.
I don't know who that is, but all I meant was there are not many Sealites around.
His confidence is infectious. Do you have a problem with Sealites? Lieutenant is a native of Revachol. Yes, what are they doing in that sale of theirs, scheming?
Oh, yes. Of course he is. I was just speaking about his connections. Let's change the subject, okay?
Okay. Alright, let's increase composure. We're minus composure, I believe, right now. Or are we neutral? We're neutral. Okay. Damn, we're only going to get it up to 20%. Well, let's try it, then we'll pop a point and try it again.
Always a pleasure to see an officer of the law. I mean, officers.
Is he? He's looking comfortable enough. Maybe it was just beads. Sounded like beads. But what kind of beads might a man like Gary be hiding beneath his clothes?
Sorry, I saw the third option. And all right, Gary, are you cross-dressing by any chance? Are those prayer beads I keep hearing? Gary, are you currently sporting some anal beads?
You wouldn't be able to hear if you were wearing anal beads.
Now would you know, Kim?
Please excuse my colleague's humor. Working this murder case is taking a toll on us both. You don't quite have to answer that yet.
Of course. Of course.
Alright, we'll come back to that some other time. Alright, let's learn about stuff, I guess. Bars cover the long, dusty windows. More dialogue. Crap. Buzz hum. The electricity flows through the wires with audible power.
Someone has left an unidentifiable article of clothing on this railing. It smells really bad.
Take a closer look.
It's streaked with dried seagull shit and tangled with pieces of seaweed. A dangling arm suggests that there might be a jacket beneath the crust of filth.
Please tell me you're not taking that with you.
I think it's a jacket that the idiot Doom Spiral guy wanted me to find. Why not? It might be a clue.
I'm sure he'll be thrilled to have it returned.
That is a filthy jacket. We unlocked the church. Coin-operated weighing machine hasn't been used for a decade. What the hell is this? Ooh, Mega Beano prescription lenses. Hell yeah, dude. I actually kind of want that right now. Vagrants may have recently painted the tarp red. Water drips from it. Make sure if vagrants have tried to make the boardwalk habitable. The tarp will keep out neither rain nor snow nor wind. Okay, let's go ahead and equip. Oh, we have lots of things here. Hold on.
You take the legal document. As you hold it in your hands, it makes an uncomfortable crunching sound.
Man, how did this jacket get so disgusting?
It's a sordid, filthy tale, not for the weak. Are you sure you can stomach it?
No, but let's think about it anyway.
It occurs to you that you're not even holding the jacket itself, but rather the thick crust of jetsam and seagull shit that ensconces it. It smells like a dead sea creature, tangled in grey strands of seaweed. It must have spent quite some time in the water before the tide deposited it ashore.
Okay, but what's the crust made of?
Somehow, it was carried or dragged to the boardwalk. If not by human hands, then perhaps the feral dogs that prowl the beaches at night. The faint impressions of many footprints are also present, though it's impossible to tell what kind or how many. Suffice to say, the jacket spent some time on the ground before someone draped it over the railing.
Okay, that's pretty disgusting. I had enough. What happened when someone put it on the railing?
The crust is hard. This jacket spent at least a day baking in the sun. Who knows what happened to it then? Somewhere, high above the city, a pair of seagulls trace loops through the air. They are like the bombardiers of the aerostatic brigades, gliding above a target-rich environment. All of a sudden, the Bombay doors open, and their white glittering payload rushes to the ground. Splat, an explosion of white on a man's shoe. A curse goes up, but the birds do not hear.
Why did I spend all this time thinking about seagull shit?
It's too late. You've already thought about it, and now your hands are covered in muck.
Ew, ew, ew.
Now you're just flicking that shit everywhere. This is a disaster. You'll never get the smell out.
Anyway, let's go ahead and do that thing I was going to do, which was equip the pry bar. Boop! Alright, I'm going to go ahead and... Fine, we'll go out on the boardwalk. Oh, no, 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 that's way too far away. Here we go. Big wine canister, and it's open and empty. Moonshine probably smells like tasty fermentation. Thanks, electrochemistry.
The smell. It's awful and familiar.
Hold on. That is awful. Cover your nose.
It doesn't help. You can still smell it. Keep it in now. Don't overreact. Breathe.
What is it?
Don't you recognize it? That hideous pungency. That faintly cloying sweetness. Only death smells like that. Something cold wakes in the pit of your stomach. Fear.
What's up, Lieutenant? Something's not right here.
The lieutenant has already brought a handkerchief to his nose.
Game? I don't know why I zoomed all the way out over there. Careful there, these floorboards look rotten and weak. This coin-operated viewer has been out of order for years.
There's some tear, an empty cigarette package, and a crumpled kebab wrapper in the trash bin. 2 empty bottles of Tallulah vodka and a can of black potent porter is all you find. No, there's more in there. Livis strawberry liquor, plus some Pilsner bottles too. Better not pick them up. They seem unhygienic.
A tragedy.
Lieutenant looks in the can, eyes watering from the smell.
He shakes his head with genuine sadness.
Cigarettes.
Whoever tossed it here was a heavy smoker. The brand name reads Red Astra. Red Astra is the black market version of Astra cigarettes, known for their high tar content.
And the kebabs.
You see traces of mayonnaise and ketchup on it, as well as a tomato wedge. The wrapper reads Shish Kebab Revachol. It's no older than a day or two. No mold yet. It's hard to concentrate in the smell. The sea air brings some relief. A man lies on the boardwalk, his limbs bent and neck turned at an unnatural angle. Right next to him is an empty bottle of spirits. In his cramped hand, a chewing gum wrapper. Half of his body has slipped between the cracked boardwalk, starting with the right leg. The fall has left him broken, contorted like a sad puppet. The smell is not as bad as a 2-week-old corpse, but it's definitely heading there.
Hold on.
Lieutenant squats next to the corpse and examines the face. Two bulging eyes stare back at him, void of any signs of life.
Lividity is faintly pronounced. Whoever this is has been dead for 2 days. No longer. We need to investigate.
Another dead body. This is your job. Steel yourself.
Huh. Managed to get 8 on an authority check. All right.
Calm now. Carefully. Just another day. Just another dead body. Breathe.
Study the man's clothes.
He's wearing mud-caked boots, beige trousers, and an old brown leather jacket with a bright blue lining. There are traces of kebab sauce on his chest. A cool leather jacket with a bolt of blue? Oh no. This sounds terribly familiar.
Search his pockets.
You find some sunflower seeds and a rain-soaked library card folded into 2. His jacket feels sodden and heavy under your hand.
Good. We should take a look at that library card after this is done.
Study the man himself.
The man has fallen through a crack in the boardwalk.
Oh, I might need to wait until tomorrow to solve this. I just realized that.
Coagulated blood covers his black hair. One of his feet is still dangling through the hole.
That's right, because you need to call the library to get information from him. But they have normal hours, and 9 p.m. is not normal hours for them.
His expression is dull, like the sea behind him. Drops of water shining on his mustache. His eyes, empty and wide, look frightening in their frozen gaze. Height, 170 to 175 centimeters. Curly hair, stout build. Age, approximately
Working class
50 to
corpse.
60 years.
Just realized that's what his name is. All right.
There's some dried blood on the metal bench, right where the corpse's head rests. The floorboards are rotten and slippery wet around the hole. An empty bottle lies nearby. A chewing gum wrapper is clutched in his fist. Be very, very careful where you step there.
Okay, let's examine his head.
A dried chunk of blood covers the hair at the back of his head. An open wound. It's sticky and cold to your touch.
I don't see any other major wounds, do you?
It's hard to say. No, just this one on the back of his head.
Seems like the head wound was fatal. It's exactly the shape of the bench.
Step on the floorboards. Maybe don't.
They screech under your feet ominously. It's hard to say whether the dead man's weight was the cause of the boardwalk to break. It definitely looks fragile. You see waves churning below. Something cracks beneath your feet. He could have easily disappeared into the sea through that hole, and you would have never found him.
Examine the bottle.
A .75 liter Tallulah vodka with its cap missing. There's hardly anything left inside.
Tear all around us.
He looks at the 2 other bottles near the coin-operative viewer, then at your yellow plastic bag.
I'd prefer if you didn't collect them this time. It's not proper.
True. It feels disrespectful.
Fair. Examine the chewing gum wrapper.
Grabowski spearmint chewing gum. Green leaves on the cover. The man's mouth is half agape from the terror of the fall.
Look in.
The blackness of death. Stench. You think you see white chewing gum too. Confirmed. Nearly the whole pack is there. Solidified on his lower rear teeth.
He ate the whole pack, right? It's to cover the smell of alcohol before going home. The worst thing is, I've seen it before. Almost the same scenario. Even the chewing gum. It's always the same.
The entire boardwalk creaks in the wind as you take a step back.
Who is this man?
Looks like one of the locals. He'd have to know this spot to come here. You don't just walk over here.
You look south the way you came.
But that's just a lazy assumption. What do you think?
A dead working-class man with a bottle in his hand? Don't deceive yourself. You know who this is.
We know who this is. It's the working class woman's missing husband dead on the boardwalk.
The woman you met at the book stand? Why do you think it's her husband?
The leather jacket. It matches her description perfectly. The bottle's all around him. She said she was drinking somewhere in Martinez. A library card. He's supposed to return the book.
The bright blue lining? Well, he's definitely someone's husband.
Alright, what do you think happened here?
Death by misadventure. He slipped and fell through the boardwalk. A truly unfortunate accident. If it wouldn't have been for that bench, he'd be alive.
Could it be related to the lynching?
No, I don't see anything that points in that direction. For now, let's treat this case as a simple, albeit sad, accident, unrelated to the murder case.
I think he was drunk.
Oh, yes.
What about alcohol poisoning and liver failure?
Some symptoms of acute alcohol poisoning could have definitely played a role here. Severe confusion, respiratory depression, unpredictable behavior. But I think that death arrived through head trauma, not liver failure.
Yeah, the kebab?
What about it? The deceased ate some kebab. It's probably from a nearby place, maybe in the parks.
Someone should be held responsible for this broken boardwalk. It's dangerous.
They'll seal this place off after the news reaches the coalition officials. I doubt that they have enough resources to actually repair the boardwalk. Not that sealing it off would keep anyone away. All it does is keep the city council's hands clean.
He smiles sourly. Right.
It does seem to be a pretty straightforward misadventure. Although there's still a question of identifying the body.
What should we do with him?
From where I stand, I can see two options. We either take the case and follow the leads to identify the body on our own, or we report back to the station and leave this for our colleagues to handle.
Hold on, what about the field autopsy?
A field autopsy isn't necessary if the cause of death doesn't appear to be criminal, and this looks like a simple accident to me. I'd say we should just write down head trauma in the autopsy report and leave it at that. It would save us at least 2 hours of unnecessary work.
Yes, but isn't that kind of sloppy?
Maybe, but we don't really have much time or resources to spare. The guys at processing will take care of the rest.
We found him. We should finish this.
Alright. We should first examine the library card you found. Then we can call the station from my kinema. Let them know we are taking the case.
Stop messing with the coin viewer and hold on to something. The wind is so strong. Alright, so we got some stuff here. Got a point. Okay, cool. Postcard Couron. Cool. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the library card.
The library card is folded into two and still slightly wet to the touch. The front side reads, Central Jamrock Public Library Card, issued to Billy Mejean, expires July 53. Whoever owns this card is an avid reader. You find a list of books written in blue pencil. Radio thriller. Stand a little less between me and the sun. The last one in the list is The Glinton Curve by M. Theobald. A library stamp indicates that the book has been returned. Most of these titles seem to be in the sci-fi genre. Some thrillers too. If lost, please return the card to the library.
Yep, there you go.
Dial
9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
005 55211 or visit us at Moreau Street, 78, Jamrock. Business hours, 900 to 1800.
Good. We should give them a call from my kinema. See if we can learn anything about Billy Mejean.
A man lies on the boardwalk. His lip...
It's kind of green for some reason. I don't know why. Alright, so it is 9 p.m. game time. I am not going to fuck with the phone right now. Someone must have worked hard to smash the plastic dome. Dead phone, smash receiver like someone hung up too hard. Now who would do something like that? Harry. That's a no-land Vinsync, an unsuccessful model. Okay, so Trant is no longer here. Fair enough. Oh, what's this?
The remaining windows rattle from a strong gust of wind. They're covered in a thick layer of grime. They must have been like this for 40 years.
Alright, let's take a peek.
Dripping water falls from a high place. All you can see is the shadow of a collapsing staircase. There's rust and corrosion on the bars. They're foaming with it. And a small layer of white salt from the sea.
Lieutenant, can you make out what's inside one of the windows?
No. I won't even try. You know...
Takes his glasses off.
I had a partner once. They called him Eyes, because he had to show me things. It's that bad.
Can you still shoot, though?
Well enough, actually. It's odd how that works. I'm no sharpshooter, but I pass my shooting courses 7 out of 10.
His hands lead the way when it comes to that. And his shoulders. It's reflex.
What are you doing, game? Stop it. Game's had some weird graphical stuff going on today, and I don't like it. Another power box charges nothing now. It's empty. Money! Healing item. Fence blocks a path. No way from here. Learn about Feld Electrical.
You see a once bright mural towering above you. The signage has peeled off over the years, but you can still make out Feld Electrical R&D. A slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. Now, only a shadow of peeled letters remains. It says, tomorrow is just a whisper away.
Tomorrow is just a whisper away.
Looks like tomorrow never came.
Lieutenant races the collar of his bomber jacket. Turn away. Alright, I'm going to take the jacket over to get cleaned. It does take some time, though. Door's closed for today. Time to put the kids to sleep. Aru? What are these green things that I didn't look at before, apparently? Oh, whoa! Speed in them thar hills.
The old woman still sits in her chair, continuing with her chores. As she does so, she quietly hums to herself. The buzz of electric lights blends together with the slow rumble of the ocean waves at night. There's a gap where the name of that song should be. You should ask her about it right now.
You're still up?
Yes. I can't really sleep anymore. Only a few hours a night. It happens when you grow older.
She sloshes the water in the bucket around for a bit.
My suggestion is, don't. Don't grow any older than you already are.
Done.
That's old enough. What's troubling your mind?
What's the song you're humming?
A lullaby my mother used to sing. I sang it to my kids too. It's an old Samaran children's song.
What's it called?
Surrender to the night.
She replies, slowly rocking back and forth.
That's kind of grim for a children's song, even if it is a lullaby.
Sounds nice.
Yes, it does.
I found this jacket. It's filthy. Could you wash it for me?
I can wash it for you, but it's going to take about a half an hour. Think you can stay put for that long?
Yeah, got nothing else to do.
No, we must run around ceaselessly. It would be torture to stay put.
Sorry, physical instrument.
I could use a breather. It's been another track and field day.
Lieutenant says, rubbing his thigh. Yeah, I'll wait.
Well, hand it over then, and I'll see what I can do. Must say, I'm proud of this one. It's pretty nice underneath all that filth. I hope you take better care of it than its last owner.
Goodbye, I'm off. And Fallen Windbreaker. Yeah, we got more math. All right. So we got this, which is +2 encyclopedia, -1 perception. So it's pain threshold and half-light minus drama. Okay, that might have its uses. After my last run, where I was kind of high on half-light, I'm not really in any hurry to get any more half-light. So pain threshold could be useful, but. Half-Light's just kind of a nasty character. Alright, I think I'm going to send Kim off to take the body back to processing. Let's see, what's over here, yeah. I think. I don't think I have anything I need from the body anymore. All right. There we go.
The bear's eyes are still glowing red. It's...
Shoot, Looney Rooney. Come back later, Corporal. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible, also, see me in your dreams.
Good question. I know. What is even the electricity?
Lucky us, indeed. Refrigerated meat is much better for coroner's work.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Takes a shiny black bag and starts pulling the plastic cover over the dead man's face.
I will need a little help carrying him. You take the hands. I'll take the legs.
Bag the corpse and drag it to the motor carriage. Leave.
Still here. Stuck in this damn jam, my man.
Alright. That pretty much shuts me down for the rest of the day. Yo. What's this? Why do I have so much speed all of a sudden? Holy shit. Alright, meth for days.
The woman still has her eyes fixed on the photograph in her hands.
Look at this.
No response. No. Wait.
Right, two, I am not talking to that man right now. Don't really have a lot going on here. What happens if I talk to Kuno?
Kuno's like Kuno's dad? Kuno doesn't give a fuck about anything.
Okay.
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
There are 8 pairs of tracks. You won't get far without a lieutenant here to bounce thoughts off of.
Yeah. Okay. I don't need to do anything with the whirling right now, do I? Do I need to talk to Guard about something?
Hey, was there something you needed?
Well, well. Bringing him that new bird sure made a difference in his attitude.
Goodbye. So yeah, from now on I'm going to be staying at the shack. Because it's free. Yeah, we got a bunch of new stuff. Alright, so let's go ahead and go back to the Fisherman Shacks. What? Oh, I can't quick travel when I'm in a building, apparently. Psh, whatever, man. I think the game just told me not to say weird things as a hint. To which I say, what a stupid hint. Of course I'm going to say weird things. That's all I do. Fisherman Shack. Tell you what, I'm going to go explore a little bit, then I'm going to go to the Fisherman Shack. Not the church. We'll come back to the church later. Kick drum pulse. The music is coming from somewhere on the ice. Church has a lot going on, and I definitely want Kim around for that. But we can poke around up here at least. These rusty gears used to turn the whole machine. Chain trails off in the ocean, who knows where. Ooh. Was there more speed in this rock? That was money, hell yeah. The building before you housed the engine. Must have been a big one.
An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long while. You see a handle.
What is this thing anyway?
The concrete structure looks military in origin. Over half a century old, at least, but sturdily built.
Alright, we're gonna walk away from that one. Suppose discard it smells of fuel oil. Oh, polo shirt. Hey, rhetoric, neat. I'll need that eventually. Boardwalk rises to your south. It casts a long shadow over you. At night.
There's a trap in the reeds at your feet. Looks like the same one you saw Morel set before. Same mesh, same wiring. The reeds sway in the coastal breeze. They seem to be waiting for something. The wind picks up here, near the cape's end, surrounding the narrow strip of land from 3 cardinal directions. It's cold for this time of year.
Let's reach for the trap.
Locusts are crawling around in the trap, confused but uneaten. You see no carnivorous reed phasmid gorging on them.
Cigarette butts cleaned away under a rock. Brand Tio Mutiri. Someone made a campfire here long ago. A rusted broken control box for the radio relay tower. Ladder's too rusty to climb. The sea air is eating away at it. Tiny islets there, off in the far distance, where the posts trail toward. I can't... It's nighttime, unfortunately I can't see that far. Oh, we got a new tie! Plus shivers minus physical instrument. It's not really the way that this run's been going so far. What's this? Take a mental note. Tio Motiri. Seems important somehow. It will be. Everything in this game is connected. It's wonderful. It's one of the big reasons why I like it so much. There are no loose ends. Alright. I am gonna go to the shack now. Eventually. Okay, we inspected one of the traps. Got 3 more to look at. Oh, I'm not close enough. That's right, you have to be kinda close-ish to the quick travel points in order to use the quick travel. Okay. I'm at the church now, hooray! Will the shadow of a very large building fall on you? Yeah, what large building? The sign reads St. Brune 1147. Dusty pews in the shadows. Many seem to be missing. An altar shrouded in dark, or something like that. It's too dark to tell. Yeah, I know there's a lot of things to touch here still, but whatever. We'll come back to it next time. It's getting kind of late, so I think this is actually a pretty good stopping spot. We'll do
it's getting cold.
Nighttime
It's late in
activities
the night. Time
and
to call it a day.
kind of go into the next day next week. So yeah, this is it for me. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. I think I'm actually like home this weekend, both Saturday and Sunday. Fuck yeah. Woo! Let's start Metal Gear Solid 4 then. Should be a blast. So yeah, Saturday, Sunday, Metal Gear Solid 4. Finished Metal Gear Solid 3 this week on Monday. So yeah, or it's Monday. Sunday, it was on Sunday. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But it's done now. So yeah, we'll be doing that this weekend. Back to Disco Elysium next Thursday. Yeah, looking forward to it. Until then, have a good rest of your night, everybody. Thanks for watching, and catch you next time.